Okay, it worked. Anyway, let's continue.
Idea was that everyone was pinning the blame on Pirate, and so you had the opportunity to pin the blame on everyone. But I thought it was fine. Here's the thing. Something as trivial as roaching in a dungeon only becomes something so significant in the event that the responses that follow, right, are somehow cataclysmically incorrect. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Because the appropriate way to handle misplaying in something as trivial as a 20-year-old video game that we are all playing with the express intent to like fuck up and have like funny dumb clips, right? Like the stakes are so exceptionally low. Not being able to look at yourself and laugh at your misplays is the single greatest way to ensure that you will be terminally berated by an audience that knows they can harm you through it, right?
And that's the craziest part, because it is like a content guild. Like it's not about the best gameplay. Like you being bad at games is funny. It's a funny thing. It is a funny thing. And Pirate Software didn't understand that his role in the content, like, you know, when you do improv and like in your improv group, somebody becomes the butt of the joke. Once that butt of the joke has been determined, your role as the butt of the joke is to play into that, right? Because the entire point of the improv is to make funny things happen, right? So if you're doing improv and you slip on a banana, you become the butt of a joke, right? You become the comedic relief. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You got to take it. You got to hold that, right? You gotta hold that. If you like stand up, you're like, stop laughing at me. I'm not the joke. You've now ruined the improv session, right? Because the entire point of the improv is you go along with what is happening. You know? So Pirate Software is the main character, and he thinks himself the main character, and it's fine to like what happened in the dungeon is chill. If he just like leaned into being bad at the game, but the problem is his ego will not let him be bad at the game. That's the main issue from Pirate Software's perspective. His ego will not let him be bad at the game. Like it's like Lakari. Lakari is not like the best at the game, from what I understand, right? But he's like the new player. Like he gets joked on and memed on for being not good. You feel me? But like, Lakari understands this and he can laugh at himself. Pirate thinks that he's the best player, and so he wants to operate as the role of the best player while not being the best player. And like, that's why people are mad. He invented Blizzard. It's crazy. Apparently he wiped another raid. Put in Ashes of Creation recently too, but he also doubled down on that one. But, you know, that was just a masterful play. He's spent 100 years in Blizzard. So, have you considered that?
But again, I don't know. It was sad in a lot of ways because I think every creator can empathize with having a undue wave of hate crash upon their beaches. Do you know what I mean? And not knowing what to do with that, you know, flood. But it's rare you see someone meet that wave with so much at stake, with so many viewers. Do you know what I mean? Like that very first defensive response against bad faith arguments is, to me, like you're watching.
And it's a bit different if like there's like serious allegations afoot. It's a video game. Literally, bro could have just apologized. He could have said, my bad, and it would have been over, right? Like obviously, like Pirate Software getting like you know, waves of hate is not a good thing from a creator perspective, right? But it was entirely self-inflicted. entirely self-inflicted. Because it's a video game. It wasn't about anything serious at all. And because it's so unserious, his, like, and you can be like, oh, well, he can say, oh, it's just a video game, it's not that serious, right? But, like, it's not that serious either, then, like, just apologize and move on. And nobody would care in, like, a day or two. Right? But his stubbornness is putting a lot of people off of his content. Not even just a stubbornness, but his, like, holier than thou, better than thou, like, nature.
Watching someone troll bait you into, you know, not obsolescence here, because obviously he's fine, but, like, definitely, you know, took, at least in niche communities, a bit of a PR hit. As I said yesterday, I'm learning people are always just joking, but what's the line, you know? I don't know. Again, learning. It's hard to say. The weirdest fuck threats were pretty cringe.
I think the problem is, like, he's one of the largest creators on the platform. Like, what is Pirate Software's rank on Twitch? Like, bro is ranked 19 on the platform. Like, he's gotten, I think, of the top 20, right? Of the top 20 streamers on the platform, he's gotten the least amount of hate. I'll extend probably to like the top freaking 50. He's, like, dealt with the least amount of hate, right? And so even the assertion that, like, but when is it too far? Like, when is it too far when you have thousands of people coming into your stream and calling you a rat? He has like 30,000 people watching, or like 15,000 people watching. If he has 1,000 people coming into his stream with 15,000 people watching who are fans calling him a rat, I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, obviously this is separate from, like, the actual, like, death threats and stuff. Like, that stuff is definitely, like, horrible and disgusting, and obviously you shouldn't do it, right? But, like, to sit there and equate people being like, huh, pirates, how are you doing today, or whatever, to, like, an actual death threat, it's just, it's laughable to me.
But you guys don't have to deal with that. Oh, dude, I get death threats a lot. Not like a ton, but, like, if you ever make a political statement, you're subject to death threats, man. I mean, like,
This is true.
not to say that it's trivial. They're all very concerning, obviously, but, like, I hate to say it, but it's always felt to me to be part of the course when it comes to streaming, and the larger you are, the more you're probably going to receive.
Yep.
But of course it's still challenging, and I don't blame anyone for not wanting anything to do with it, for organizing reports against it, but I've always kind of seen it as such. Like, if I give attention to it, I essentially reward them for their efforts, because most of them are just hoping that they one day get to see that it affected you, that it might have ruined your day or caused you undue stress, because that's exactly what their intent is.
I will probably call the Pirates Software News here. Shout out Wake. Wake has a good take, as always. In conclusion, it's funny. This is a funny thing that happens. I like he has a hit list. That's funny. He's been documenting all the content creators, chat, so be careful. He's got us all on the list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Pirate Software is coming to town. I'm gonna send him a clip. No, don't do it. Sure, the voice is fake. That's what people are saying. I honestly, I don't even really care about the voice being fake. Like, do you? I get it. Wait, hold on, wait.
I get it. I mean, my voice isn't fake, obviously. I legitimately sound like this. So, yeah. But, I understand if you need to fake what I got going on naturally, you know? I get it. If you can't get what I'm going on naturally, I see you have to fake it. You have to fake it. And that makes sense. That makes sense to me. And some pirate may not got the pipes like I do. You know what I mean? That's okay. That's okay, you know?
Welcome to Denver Comic Con. I'm HB Duran for Video Game News Source, and I'm here. Guess guess where? With the games, of course. I'm here with Thor, founder of Pirate Software. How's your show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games.
Okay, he sounds normal here. Like, he sounds like a normal person. I said that Nick go through his second puberty at 30, where his voice can get deeper and start going back here. I let him sign for that one. I mean, he's taking voice lessons? No, he just, again, maybe he can't sound like that naturally. But, I can. This is my normal, natural voice, obviously. I've worked at Blizzard for 55 years, if you didn't know. Okay, I'm done.
I'm done. We're trolling a little bit.
Hey, I'm back.
We're trolling a little bit. We will take a quick look.
Hey
at
guys,
the,
so you might have
at the oh yeah. Also, in conclusion, watch my latest video because I think it's funny. Wait, this is the right video? Yeah, it is the right video. Okay. Trying at the top of the hit list. Anyway, it's not the biggest, most consequential thing, but it is quite funny to look at. One more time. If I remember correctly, he did come out. Oh, I gotta say he has some kind of second puberty, voice get deeper, or something. I actually don't care. That's my answer. My response is I just don't care. Talk about actual news now, like Stan's being a stage. Like, I forgot to apply for that. That's entirely on me. It completely skipped my mind. The chatter sent me the wrong the wrong link. I just totally forgot to apply. Oh well. IW Stans. Your voice sounds too high. No, this is my normal voice. Hey, don't be mean. Don't be mean, chat. Be nice.
Again, covering the beef that'll never end. You couldn't have told me last March.
Oh wait, first before we do this, we're gonna watch the Switch 2 announcement, and then we'll get to the Drake news. How about that? And then we'll get okay. Watch the before we do this, I want to just watch or look at this tweet. Elon Musk leaks Asmongold DM after unfollowing streamer over Path of Exile 2 boosting drama. Streaming star Asmongold has responded to Elon Musk unfollowing him amid the drama of the SpaceX boss boosting in Path of Exile 2. For years, Elon Musk put his love of gaming out there. In his days of Overwatch's peak, he spoke about being a main and sinking hours in the Into Blizzard's game. However, why couldn't they just call it like Black Panther or something? You freaking I know it's called Black Panther. This is why Marvel Rivals is better than Overwatch. Confirmed. However, in the last few weeks, his skills have come into question. The SpaceX boss claims that he one of the best Diablo 4 players in the world, even submitting a record-breaking time in one of the game's hardest battles. However, Hellties has not verified the run and he still sits 54th. More recently, he's come under fire for seemingly account sharing with somebody else to boost his level in Path of Exile 2. Asmongold addresses the Elon Musk unfollowing him. A few high-profile players have accused him of boosting up and taking credit for skills that aren't totally his. This includes Asmongold, who up until January 15th has been followed by Elon on X/Twitter. Elon unfollowed Asmon. He's probably not happy with the Path of Exile video. There's no way he played that account, he said. He'll get over it. Listen, it was so obvious. You can't get mad at me for bringing this up. Everybody was talking about it. Come on, man. Come on. That's so funny.
I don't even understand it. Elon unfollowed Asmon. Was he not happy about the probably not happy about the PoE video? There's no way he played that account.
just running past Kazov.
No loot filter.
Please help pressing his mana flask.
He's individually dragging the maps into the inventory.
Level 48.
It's not really about one of these things happening. It's about everything happening. There has to be hundreds of hours to being level 90 fucking 7. If Elon Musk can prove that he played this account to 97, I will stream on X.
Oh, that's what did it. That's what did it. I remember seeing this tweet. That's what did it. It wasn't even the video itself. It was that. Right? It was this. It was this. Actually, being faced with like the number like 3 English speaking streamer in the world currently. Gosh darn it, what is it? Zach. Or number 10 streamer in the world saying, if you can prove you played on this account, I will stream on X. Because if he did play the account, he would do it. Genuinely, if Elon Musk actually played this account to 97, he would prove it. Him unfollowing Asmongold is proof enough to me that he didn't play this. Despite all the actual evidence and proof, this is proof enough to me. He was more willing to forego somebody who has 40,000 average viewers streaming on his platform, the 10th largest streamer on Twitch, and taking them from Twitch. And all he has to do is prove that he played an account that he claims that he played. Yeah, that's the evidence enough for me.
Starting the day that he proves it for an entire year straight, every single stream that I do.
1 year. Come on. Bro, Connor Eats Pants got like 600K viewers. Right? She was Adrian Dittman on X. Obviously, they're not real viewers, you know what I mean? They're botted viewers, but like, still. Do you know how many viewers Asmongold would have? Asmongold would hit 1 milli every stream on your botted viewers. There's no reason why he wouldn't have done it. No reason at all. Unless it wasn't him.
It was so obvious. You cannot get mad at me for bringing this up. If somebody does something that I like, I'm going to say, I like the fact that you did that. But if they do something that I don't like, I have to say that it's bad. Because if you don't do that, that's not really telling the truth, is it? What is this? He responded about it? I love my Chinese alter ego. Okay, here we go.
So one of the questions was, am I going to comment on the Chinese driver of my Path of Exile account? Yes. His name is Elon Ma, and he's amazing. I rely on him for everything.
Well, there it is. The mystery has been solved. There we go. The ghost scammer, Elon Ma. Yep.
Elon Musk leaks DMs between them. It didn't take long for Musk to respond to the clip that made his way to Twitter. Asmon behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality, he has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He's not his own man. Let them fight, bro. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight, bro. I love this so much. Let them fight. I feel like I need to add I feel like I need to add my unique perspective to the Elon Musk drama around Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, but it's like if a game is really like super hard, it kind of forces you to concentrate.
I have a recording in DMs with Elon Musk that might shed some light in the situation.
There's no way he played that account. Like, I'm sorry. I think he bought.
The funniest thing is that what Elon means there is that is Asmon's editor. I thought he meant like Jeff Bezos. I thought he was throwing shots at Bezos. You know what I mean? Saying like, oh, he has to ask permission from Twitch before for coming to Twitter or something. No, he doesn't know how YouTube editors work. So I'm confused. What does he mean? I'm confused. I don't know what he's trying to say anymore. I'm now entirely confused.
The account or somebody played it for him 100%.
I just want you.
They posted Asmon's DMs below a tweet where Asmon talked about his. Oh. Okay, I haven't seen the DMs. Okay.
You guys understand, this is one of the highest level hardcore characters in the game. He would have played thousands of maps at this point.
Just ran past Kazobs. He just ran past the Kazob.
Now, what I think is even funnier about this is that it obviously calls into question him playing Diablo 4. D4 was so fucking easy, people couldn't even tell. They're like, yeah, is this like a random noob or is this the best player in the world? Like, I don't know. I mean...
In some strange turn of events in the weirdest timeline imaginable, a poor trailer park boy, that's me by the way, ended up playing Diablo 4 with the richest man alive, Elon Musk. As fate would have it, I made a terrible video about a terrible build, and it was an instant hit. I was a part of an elite squad who exclusively played Druid. Not just because we hated ourselves, but also because Rack showed us that if we worked hard enough, we...
Okay, well, I don't care about Diablo 4, though. I don't care whether or not Elon Musk actually played Diablo 4. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Like, it's about whether or not he played Path of Exile 2. It was the 7th ranked streamer, 7th ranked character in the game. You know what I mean? But here, where are the DMs at? Where are the DMs? I mean, Zixardo sucks.
And decide for yourself.
Where are the DMs? Oh, there it is. I want to see if my editors might want to make a second account for it even. Sure. Who are these mysterious editors? Two guys basically run the entire YouTube account. So basically any content I post is edited and uploaded by them. And they have a cut of the ad revenue. It's a super good system, to be honest. Almost everyone on YouTube does it. Interesting. Wait, so what's the point? Okay, so Elon Musk is claiming that Asmongold needs to like ask his mysterious editors if he can post a video. He thinks that the editors own Asmon and not the Asmon is the boss of the editors. Oh, he thinks like editors as like editorial. Oh, he's stupid. He's dumb. He thinks editors as in like editorial as opposed to like video editors. He thinks that Asmon is controlled by like an editorial, right? Like board. Like if you like, there's like newspaper or comic books, how it goes through editors before it goes out into the world to like, you know, make sure everything is clean and looks good or whatever. He thinks Asmongold has that. Instead of just Asmongold makes the content, he passes it off to editors, and then editors edit the videos and upload it. He's just dumb. He's stupid. According to X's policy, sharing someone else's private messages without express authorization and permission is generally against the platform's terms of service. Ooh. It doesn't matter because he's not going to get accountable for it, but like, I love when Elon Musk gets community noted. It's so funny. It's so funny. He thinks that's like a journalistic editor, which is a higher position in journalism. Yeah, he's wrong. He's incorrect. Like, he's just objectively stupid. Asmongold streams on Twitch and allows editors to cut and edit his content, create short form content on YouTube. This is not a gotcha. He talks about it openly. Did you remove Asmon's premium account because of this? Like, he's just dumb. He's just dumb. You know what's out here thinking that most YouTubers have editorials? Yeah. He thinks that every YouTuber has their own like editorial service, like just their own. Like every YouTuber is owned by somebody that has to like pass the content through before it gets posted. And this is how out of touch he is. He's so out of touch, he doesn't even understand that this is not true. Don't you have one? Yeah, it's your mom. Got him. Got him, baby. Ow, hit my freaking. Anyway. Interesting. That's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, that's it for the Asmongold story. I just think it's so hilarious. So apparently his verification got removed. Where is Asmon's account? Free speech app where the owner will literally personally shadow ban you if you criticize him. Not even on the app, but like on a different app. Have any big accounts come out saying it really could be Elon? Seems like nobody's believing him. Not really. I mean, okay. there's what we just saw. Elon Musk replying to, right? This guy is saying Elon Musk does play Diablo 4. He's saying Elon Musk is a Diablo 4 character, and he does play Diablo 4, and that is him. That's what this guy is saying. This guy is like defending him by being like, oh. You know what I mean? Elon Musk was playing Diablo 4, and people are insinuating that he's not. He's not defending Elon Musk playing freaking Path of Exile 2, but he's saying that Elon Musk did play Diablo 4. Elon and Pirate are the same person. They behave in similar ways. I'll just say that. And I'll leave it at that. Here, I also want to look at this clip from Hassan from this podcast. But before is so casual though, like you can put in more time. Elon's got a list is crazy.
I started working with my I started working with my uncle, and look, I think it might be a little Turkish of him to do this, but he definitely took advantage of the fact that I was his nephew in terms of, you know, the pay structure that I worked under.
So you definitely needed a union with a relative.
Oh, 100%.
No doubt.
Exactly. They actually did unionize the producers, but that was after I had left. But there was definitely a little bit of issues there as well, and I think that was my third like final radicalizing moment. I guess was I had this IP, this intellectual property of the show that I like built out of for free that I did because I wanted to do it on the side. It's something I wanted, and I knew they were not gonna. Like originally, they were not going to let me do it unless I do it for free, which is, you know, kind of lame.
And this is your uncle's company.
Yeah, it's my uncle's company. You know, so I'm just like, I want to help. I want to be beneficial, and I also want to do this thing. I'll just do it. I'll just do the extra work for free on the side and like maintain this thing so that like, you know, I can prove that it's good. And so I did that. But it blew up. It got very popular. And instead of giving me additional funds to be like, here, let's build out the show more, let's give you a writer, you know, because I did this in the supply closet, basically. I put a green screen up there and I started filming myself. They were like, oh, yeah, we're going to take this IP and we're going to give it to all the other hosts so we can, like, make more of the same type of videos without spending any extra money. And that's when I was like, damn, I have no ownership over this. Like, I have no control over my hours. I have no control over this IP, this thing that I created, right? Like this thing that I put a lot of thought and effort into, and I did for basically free. I don't control it.
I actually have a very similar story to this. It's gonna be my like it's not as similar because it's not like familial relations. It's not like me with teaching is why I left. I have a very similar story. So, as you guys know, you're also Jenk's nephew. True. I am also Jenk's nephew, and he did steal a show from me too. Confirmed. But no, when I was doing the coding work that I do, if you know the work that I do, like spamming like Texas Right to Life abortion site or spamming Starbucks work or whatever, that was my brainchild. I made that. That was my thing. You could like look it up. If you go to like freaking. Not this. What is it? Hold on. Gen Z. I'll just take this. Not this one. Was not here? Okay, close. I don't even remember what it was called. News. T Vogue. Thank you. I found it. This. Did Olivia steal from you? That's funny. Gen Z coders create fake applications for Starbucks Kroger's jobs. Number 21 decided to code after high school teachers told him coding would be the future. He said he talked about the code through a combination of free resources like Harvard's computer science instruction course, learning the code through languages like Python, JavaScript, and mastering his first project with simple Hello World code. His final project expanding into the real world is contracted with the pandemic as he took to TikTok to discuss social issues like systemic racism, police brutality. He made contact with the mutual Victoria Hammond, who asked if he could help him with the project. After Texas instituted a near total ban on abortion, Texas Right to Life created a whistleblower site to allow Texans to report neighbors and relatives they suspected trying to access the procedure. So the plan was to create a bot to spam the site with fake tips. I explained which we've been coding for 3 years. He gave it a shot. The code worked, leaving the abortion site flooded with fake tips. With the success, we became the fixture of TikTok world as a coder who could help Gen Z troll its enemies. New targets companies they considered to be undermining workers' efforts to unionize, like Starbucks and Kroger's. Pro-union workers at Starbucks have been alleged that they've been punished or even fired trying to organize. The National Review Board issued a formal complaint against the company, accusing it of retaliating against Arizona college students and other workers and others working at unionized Starbucks locations. So when the company opened applications for new employees in what was seen by Gen Z as a method to dilute the power of a union, Gen Z for Change sprang into action. It's a campaign called Change is Brewing, and fellow coder Sophia and group's operations director Elise Joshi set up a website to flood job application pool. The effort, according to the campaign site, was meant to stand behind unionizing workers and ensure the future demands were met with transformation, not termination. Right? We did it. We sent like 150,000 to Starbucks. We sent like 48,000 to Kroger's. I did it for Kellogg's on my own. Rip TikTok. Right? So this was my brainchild. This is something that I have come up with. Nobody was doing it before I was doing it. It was my thing. It's my thing. Right? Especially in this way. Right? Especially in this way. And so if you know, I worked with Gen Z for Change. I took a break from Gen Z for Change for like a year for a number of different reasons. Partially because Olivia was there. But I had left. And so color me surprised when I ended up coming back a year and a half later, right? And I come back a year and a half later. And I was getting reintegrated back into the team. And I saw them trying to do what I was doing when I was there. Right? So I left to like pursue YouTube and streaming and do that entire thing. I was like, okay, cool. And then I got reconnected with the team after like we put like bygones being bygones or whatever. I came back and they had hired new people to try to recreate the stuff that I've done with my code that was on my GitHub. Right? I'm just like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild. Right? It just like, this was my thing. This was my baby. This was my child. Like I did this before I even joined the team. Right? And I did it while I was there. And it became what Gen Z for Change was known for. And so when I left, it was trying to be replicated after I had left. Literally the plot of Iron Man 1. And so, again, no beef, no drama. Like I'm still the team now. I'm still doing this work currently. But it is something that does happen, and why you need to make sure you have protections for your work, right? For your work. Like, if you work at a corporate job and you come up with a process or something of that nature, if you can get that, or new technology, if you can get that patented through your job, if the job has a program to like get a patent, I would do that. If oh man, okay. Or if you can just ensure that like you maintain the source code for your outside projects, then you should do that as well. I work in government consulting and build things for the government all the time. Anything that I build, I do not own, and that sucks, right? But especially if it's like a personal project, right? Make sure that you know that, like, 'cause some contracts you sign will be that you can't even have personal projects. Anything you build for the next 4 years is property of your employer or the government. You know what I mean? Like, and make sure you understand that and you acknowledge that, because like Just be wary of that, because companies and corporations will try to do that to you. They will try to snake you. They will try to usurp you. They will try to make you, and even separate from like the tech industry, make you train your replacement. Right? There's a time where I took like 3 days off for like my mental health. I couldn't answer messages or whatever. It was 3 days. Also like on the freaking weekend, you know what I mean? I just like took 3 days off for myself. And to the point where like within the next week we were hiring somebody new, right, to help with capacity in my department. Right? Cuz I was like unreachable when somebody needed something from me for 3 days. You know what I mean? That I was expected to train now, because they, oh, this is supposed to help you. This is supposed to, you know, take some load off of your capacity or whatever. I know you're so busy with school and stuff. Just be wary and cautious. And I would say that there's not a single job, not a single one, where a union is not necessary. Not a single one. I don't care how close you are with your employees, your employer. I don't care how friendly you are. I don't care if they're literally family. Especially if they're literally family. Right? You should unionize. HP had that in their employee contract that Steve Wozniak had signed. Him and Jobs were lucky HP turned down the project. That's, oof. Companies suck. Also, hello, what's up? Just be aware. That's my take, and that's the takeaway from this. Be aware that companies will try to tell you, no matter who the company is. I don't care if you start a company with your best friend. If they are your employer, right? If you answer to them, you need to unionize. You know? That's my take. Tell Linus that his take is that on this company union, having a union is laughable if it wasn't detrimental to his employees. Yeah, we've covered it. Actually, I have a, if you want to take a little brief look-sees in it. Honestly, this was supposed to be a long form content or long form video. I might just cut it down to a short form video about like each individual thing. The rumored Linus video. Yeah, I probably like, okay. Here, I'll leak it a little bit. Yeah, I leaked it before. This script is 25 pages. What I've learned is that people cannot or do not watch my long form videos like that. And so I might just cut the Linus section out and make a Linus video. Kind of like if you've seen Mogul Mail, like Mogul Mail style, where I just like get all the links that I want to talk about, and then I talk about it, and then I close that tab, and then I talk about the next thing, and I close that tab, and I talk about the next thing, and then I close that tab, and then I cut that stream into a video, and then I post that video on YouTube or something like that. You know what I mean? But here, this is what Linus would say about unions.
I don't know.
People are talking about loves unions until his own employees try to unionize. You know what? Honestly, I would just be like personally offended if my employees tried to unionize. We work really hard to be good to people. And so for them to basically say, yeah, it's not enough, would be like pretty upsetting.
For someone who genuinely cares, I can definitely understand how that would, I probably couldn't understand in the past, but now I can definitely understand how that would be taken very personally.
John Campbell here says, Linus, you have no clue what you're talking about here in California where I live. If not for that law that the people passed, there'd be no Uber. Is that what Uber told you? Oh, is that what they said? Yeah.
Like he's not even necessarily wrong about the Uber part. Like he's not incorrect there. He's not incorrect, but his union take is so bad. That's a spoiler. That is a spoiler. That's all you're getting from me, chat. There's so much stuff about Linus and his employees. And you know what? I'm adding the honey stuff as well. Honestly, I might. Okay, this sounds bad. I might start a series on my YouTube channel titled "My Problem with Blank," and I make a next video titled "My Problem with Linus Tech Tips" or whatever. Where I just keep doing. Also, yeah, TYT is here too. And I do my problem with TYT. Start doing takedown videos. To be fair, they're all based in politics, right? It's not your traditional drama video. It starts with like a drama title to pull people in, and then it's just about politics. Even the Pirate Software video, just about politics, right? Linus Tech Tip video, just about politics. It's about the politics of unionization and why unions are important, right? The TYT video, just about politics. Lureman with the spite, exactly. But I will work on that. You're not getting any more, no more spoilers. My problem with Rashad Crenshaw, is he still around? That's an awesome idea. Thank you. Thank you. I came up with it myself just now. Wait, also, did Minnie get rid of the editing tab in Discord? I think he did. But Minnie changed everything in Discord. Okay, Minnie's not even here, and so I'm going to rant about Minnie right now. Minnie almost ruined my Kamala Harris video. I'll say it. I was going back to find sources for my video, and I was like, where's the YouTube tab at? Where's the YouTube tab? He deleted all the tabs and renamed them and stuff. And my YouTube research tab that I had all my research in was gone. I was like, bro could have at least consulted me first in my Discord. It has my name on it. Could have just been like, yo, do you want this reformatting or whatever? I'm like, chill. Let me just get my stuff off first before you evict me in my own house. Gosh darn it. Anyway, there's that. This was also funny. Was that what I thought he did? I got nothing. It's funny because he said he would. He was talking to Discord, and then everything just changed. No, I got nothing. Okay, should we start with Switch 2 or start with Drake? I think we start with Drake. Also, apparently, Graham Stefan's going out of business. Switch trailers a few minutes. Okay, we can start with Switch 2 trailer, sure. Let's just see what's happening. Graham, jeez. A lot of YouTubers are calling it quits. Also, I've seen none of the leaks. This is my first time seeing it. I've seen none of the leaks. I've seen nothing going on here. USB-C. Last one USB-C too as well. Okay, looks a little bit better. Instead of having like one dock thing, it has like a whole thing. Okay, it's bigger. That's what she said. Okay, they don't slide anymore. They just push in. Thank God. I kind of like the sliding. I kind of like it. This is the funny guy with the color. I think as a successor, I think it's a good successor. It pays homage to the original Switch colors. And I wanted more. I get that. It does feel very Steam Deck. it does feel very Steam Deck. Look how much you need joysticks. Oh, it will. Don't worry about it. Bro, they couldn't have fixed this controller. Okay, I'm sorry. That's my least favorite part. I hate this controller. And I guess it has to be this long because of the Joy-Cons or whatever. But like, it's so freaking uncomfortable to use. You need to see wider. I like that it's larger. I think that's sick. I can see why people don't like it's for children. No, it's not. It's for 3+, like Legos. From 3 to 103. Could be $60 for a Pro controller. It literally is. No, it's from 3 to 103 like Legos. It's rated E for everyone, chat. E does not mean just kids. It means for everyone. Wait, plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well. Nintendo. Okay, they brought back backwards compatibility, thankfully, because it's better than what to be fair, like most new gen consoles are backwards compatible nowadays. That's $500. It's not for good. This is not $500. You're lying to me. This is a solid $250. $450. You want to bet, bro? It's as powerful as a PlayStation 4. I could buy a PlayStation 4 for $99. I want $250. $250, take it or leave it. Yo, 300 original? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an out of touch streamer. I don't know how much things cost. So PS4 Pro, Sean? PS4 Pro? I don't play PS4 Pro. How much should I get a PS4 Pro for now? If it's more than $250, I'm gonna jump off a cliff. PS4 Pro. $800. Okay, never mind. Take it back. Why is it so expensive? Why is it more expensive than a PS5? My PS5 costs $500. My PS5 was $500. Okay, PS4 Pro. Okay, it's not 800. It's $250. It is $250. 210, 228, 210. This one is freaking $195. This was like pre-owned and it's dirty with like $150. Okay, so okay, I'm a decent judge of cost. I don't know why Google showed me the first result as like $350. They try to scam you guys, chat. Now onto Drake, Drizzy. What's going on? Also, Boy Need Door, thank you for the 8-month subscription, by the way. Also, chat, feel free to subscribe, right? Don't let me stop you. Feel free, if you check down, you look, you see you have a Prime subscription, right? Don't hold on to it. The quicker you use it, the quicker you get it back next month, right? So if you have a Prime subscription, feel free to use it on me or another streamer. What if he's another streamer? Give me your tier 1 or something, Throw me a few bits here now and then. I was about to go get the Henny.
Dab_RJ gifted a tier 1 sub to Ectozoologist.
Dab, thank you for the gifted sub. The Prime is free if you have an Amazon Prime account. This is true. The Primes are free if you have an Amazon Prime account. Well, why is it FB for? What did I do? There's another streamer, put them on the list. I will. Go get the Henny. Lyra Cast, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yo, much appreciated. Also, shout out your comment on my last video. I appreciate that. I do read every single comment. Except the mean ones. I skip the mean ones, but I read all the nice ones.
And this whole thing started, that we'd still be talking about it almost a
If we hit 1,000 subs, I'll turn off the ads.
year later. And not in the traditional sense that like the battle was so historic that we have to keep talking about it. I'm speaking from the POV of there being constant updates to something like this.
I commented 7 times with time to cracking me up. I didn't even see that. I'm saying I don't read the mean comments.
And again, not in the
Haters.
traditional sense where you'd expect them to still be going back and forth. No, the discourse around this beef is consistently moving forward due to Drake's legal actions. That's right. Drake has officially filed a federal lawsuit against UMG, accusing them of artificially inflating interest in Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, and also suing for defamation. One of these cases in Texas and one of these cases in New York. Now, not long ago, there was hysteria because Drake withdrew his original filings against UMG. Now we know that was in preparation to file an official lawsuit. Sometimes against my better judgment, I have historically afforded Drake grace in situations where some people were immediately against him. Generally, this grace has been afforded in response to Drake's intellect. There were quite a few times I was wrong during the back and forth with him and Kendrick, assuming that he was a little bit more intelligent to them making certain moves within their back and forth. Another thing that I think is new in this lawsuit is harassment. I don't
Marv, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. Much appreciated. A hype train has started, chat. 4% to level 4. So if you have bits and subs and gifts and you want to hear the crackly alert box again, then it's just that alert that's broken. That alert and the okay, let me see if I can fix it. It's that alert and the gifted sub alert. Both of those alerts are I can put my
I turn my auto tune on. There we go. This is my Power Software voice. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. Auntie Penny, you know me. Conflict music that be booey. Let's see. Okay.
remember originally seeing harassment be a part of the filings a month ago, but all I keep seeing is his fans constantly say he has such a strong case, and I just don't see where. But I'm gonna read some of the official documentation in the lawsuit to see maybe where Drake's angle is on all of this, because I'm just as confused as everybody else. It states, in the middle of the night on May 7th, an armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Drake was inside. The car stopped in front of the residence and someone yelled, "Fuck Drake," and at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet
African princess.
Summoniko Lex just subscribed.
Summer day for the 3 months prime. I don't know why this is broken. I don't. Maybe I do this. I don't know why this is broken. Let's try this. I think part of the problem is when I moved it. When I moved it, it kind of broke it a little bit. So, what if I... I like this one. I have no idea.
struck and wounded a security guard who was also one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and the others in the house summoned for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. For those who don't know, there was a shooting at Drake's residence in Toronto where people speculated it may have at some point been due to a feud with him and Abel's manager, Cash. I don't have anything to validate that. That just was at one point a rumor, insinuating that it may have been some level of instigation from Drake's part, since there were shots thrown at The Weeknd and XO from Drake on the track Family Matters. That may or may not be relevant here, I don't know, I just thought it was important to bring up. To summarize these next few paragraphs, that's essentially what this is about. The very next day, May 8th, and this wasn't reported, I've never heard this before, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's...
What?
Toronto house. He managed to dig deep enough to squeeze through and enter Drake's property. Fortunately, Drake's home security guards caught him before he was able to cause any physical harm, although the trespass...
Yo, it worked. Euphoric Acoustic, thank you for 5 gifted subs. W, Hype Train level 5. Much appreciated. Puppy play got out of hand. He got gophers. It's crazy.
To slurs and threats against was able to cause any physical harm, although the trespasser managed to yell to slurs and threats against Drake before being escorted off the property. On May 9th, the very next day, another break-in happened. In the 2 decades leading up to May of 2024, although Drake was constantly in the public eye, nothing remotely like these events had ever happened.
Okay, but like you can't sit there and like blame Kendrick Lamar for that. What sort do you even use against Drake? All of them. It's actually wild. Drake's security having to bat down the intruders like a game of whack-a-mole.
Him or his family, but these events were not coincidental. So Drake believes.
Right,
they immediately
indicted me.
Buy me a Drake. True. Direful Pot, thank you for the 100 bits. Much appreciated. I will buy you a Drake.
Followed and were proximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to and on.
If it's against Kendrick Lamar, that's like a one thing. But if it's against UMG, there's no shot. No shot. You know what precedent I would set for like music in general, and not let alone diss tracks? If you do a diss track against me, I can sue you, and not just you. I can sue not just you, but also the music publisher.
May 4th, 2024. UMG is the world's largest music company, and also the music company that has represented Drake for more than a decade. Yet on May 4th, 2024, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accuses Drake of being a pedo and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years and knew that the salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. Now, this is the point of contention that I have with this whole lawsuit, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. At what point are we going to hold the artists who are making these records accountable? If you wanted to sue someone for defamation or harassment, I would say that you'd have a stronger claim against somebody like Kendrick Lamar as opposed to UMG, who isn't.
Yep. I don't know what his thought process is. If he's sitting here claiming that UMG promoted Kendrick Lamar's song. Because if UMG also represents Kendrick Lamar, it would be also their job to promote Kendrick Lamar's song. If Drake puts out a song and UMG's like, okay, how do we make this a hit? Let's launch how to make this a hit. And if they can prove that they've done it for Drake in the past, he kind of loses his standing here. It's not about Drake. It's not about targeting Drake. It's not about, people, the weirdos online taking it too far and going to Drake's house. They were doing the job that they were hired to do. She does not want an actual case of discovery phase would ruin him.
Supposed to censor what their artists are saying before they platform their music.
He's going for a settlement? Because Kendrick Lamar definitely wouldn't settle. He's hoping that UMG would settle, just give him a bunch of money.
Labels in general do take risks when it comes to signing artists when it comes to promoting and distributing their music, because you never fully know what the artist that you're signing is going to end up saying. You're having faith in the history of their artistry in hopes that they won't say anything inciting violence against anyone, but that is the work of the law if they say something or do something within their music that breaks any laws. A lot of y'all know what self-snitching is, and it's a concept in which an artist that does a crime goes in the booth, raps about it, and then goes to prison. Are the labels
Why does Drake always look sad? He always looks sad. You know what I mean?
then supposed to be held accountable for publishing music that the artist makes and gets themselves in trouble with? Are they then going to be held responsible? Is the law then going to start coming after labels because they rapped about XYZ? I don't really think that's their job to get in the way of whatever message or idea an artist might be promoting in their music, whether it's good or bad. I think that's up to the artist to determine whether or not the risk is worth the reward. Also, this insinuation that UMG is supposed to know what is real versus what isn't about whatever artist says whatever about any person is ridiculous. Was Family Matters not also published under UMG, where Drake accuses Kendrick Lamar of beating his wife, not being the father to his children? And I know one accusation is societally viewed as significantly worse than the other. That's why Drake is going on this whole press tour about how much trouble and damage he's been given from Not Like Us. So I get that the stakes are different, but the action is the same. He's pretending like UMG prioritized Kendrick Lamar in this instance and had this entire press tour against Drake when they basically sat on the fence the entire time and watched y'all throw darts at each other from across it. Does UMG now know Kendrick Lamar well enough to determine whether or not he actually threatened his wife? What do you I don't get this. They knew it was false. Like, how? What do you mean they know? Now we get to the song in question, Not Like Us, written and performed by Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a pedo, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response.
I don't know if I agree with the second part. Right? The suggestion that Kendrick Lamar wanted the public to like kill Drake or whatever. You know what I mean?
Recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, and its music video all advance the false and malicious narrative that Drake is a pedo. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal
Then
acts,
why not
including
sue Kendrick Lamar? I don't know if this is gonna fly. I don't know if this is gonna fly, chat. I don't believe it will, because any judge worth his salt would ask that question. Why not sue Kendrick Lamar if you claim that Kendrick Lamar is, you know, saying defamatory statements? Why is there not a lawsuit? Why is this lawsuit not directed towards him? Has he gotten to Not Like Us as anti-Semitic yet? Nope, not yet.
by calling him a certified pedo and
I don't know if you meant like Sean C, but no, Sean C hasn't gotten there yet.
Predator who needs to be placed on neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce, and in fact reinforces, the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto house covered in the icons that are known to be used by law enforcement to identify child offenders on the internet. The video bolsters the same message.
Sue him then.
By, for example, showing images associating with trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with lyrics accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. It definitely reinforces this.
That's a good line.
This narrative, but it doesn't factually say anything. It doesn't directly state anywhere in the song that Drake is any of these things. It speaks on the narrative that Drake likes younger women.
To be fair, certified lover boy, certified pedophile, it's pretty close. He's not saying, yo, Drake is a pedophile. Hey, Drake is a pedophile. He'd say, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. It does say that.
And he was actually seen on stage as a 24 or 25-year-old man kissing a girl that was at the time 17. Now, do I think that immediately means that Drake likes prepubescent children? No, I don't. But you're speaking on a song reinforcing a narrative that has only been in existence because of your actions regarding young girls. A narrative that has been so popular and relevant that you spoke on it before Kendrick Lamar ever did. I'm not one of these people that seems to think that because Drake said in Taylor Made, talk about him liking young girls, that Drake knew that this would be the outcome. But that is the first time that this ever came up. And it wasn't a point of contention for no reason. Like these rumors started out of nowhere. People have had public examples of you having what some would consider odd relationships with young women. The only thing that's factual in that song is Kendrick Lamar even posing the question that Baca has a weird case, which he in fact does. The lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us, of course, because your pride wouldn't allow you to sue Kendrick Lamar, who you—
Yeah, so he can't sue Kendrick Lamar because it'll make him look, for lack of a better word, pussy. He can't sue Kendrick Lamar because he still has to portray himself as a hard rapper who's in the culture. And you don't sue your diss track opponent in the culture. You know what I mean? So he has to sue UMG, but he has nothing against UMG because UMG just did the job. Instead, it is entirely about UMG, the music company, decided to publish, promote, and exploit and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. It's their job to promote the song. And if you believe that they were also false allegations, you would have to sue Kendrick Lamar for it. Like, I'm sorry. This is not going to work. I do not see a world where this works. I don't.
He would undoubtedly have a much stronger case against than UMG. And when I say much stronger, I don't mean he would win or even get anywhere. I'm just saying that it would be more reasonable to sue the man that actually wrote the lyrics as opposed to the company that allowed him to release it. It is instead entirely about UMG, the company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous. Again, this narrative that UMG knows that this is going on in an artist's personal life versus this, and they can confidently speak on what is or isn't real, is ridiculous to me. You expect them to know every inch of every artist that they've signed's personal life and also censor anything that doesn't go along with what they do or don't know? The remainder of this goes on for a lengthy amount of time, talking about what UMG probably did and them having a campaign and Drake's belief that there was this effort to push Not Like Us to sully his image. Do I think there has been undoubtedly a hit to Drake's public image and his reputation? 100%. This is also the risk you run when you get into a rap battle or beef with anyone. Unless you're confident in your ability to win, it's probably not best to entertain it, especially when you ignorantly tell your opponent to talk about you liking young girls.
This is true. He did do that. He said, what he's going to bring up? The fact that I like young girls? Huh, pathetic. I see your move from a mile away. That's basically what he said on Taylor Made, right? What, you're going to talk about the fact that I'm mixed? Huh? You're going to talk about the fact that I like young girls? Huh? Yeah. Talk about the fact that he makes pop music? Talk about the fact that I'm on Degrassi? Yeah, talk about that. I dare you to. I dare you. Go ahead, do it. And he did it. He's like, how dare you, UMG? How dare you let him talk about the fact that I like young girls? Even though he literally on a song told him to, you know, we'll talk about the fact that he likes young girls. Then they're so high for proving defamation as a public person, he's going to have to explain how it was a malicious lie that people are referring to him as a weirdo despite all of his young relationships with young women / girls. He's not only does he have to explain that, he has to explain how UMG would know that it was a normally false rumor, and how UMG somehow violated the law by promoting Kendrick Lamar's song, but Kendrick Lamar himself did not violate the law because there's no lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar. He's not winning this. He's not winning this.
Then get mad when he does that and get even angrier at the company that you're both under approving the release of that. After the attacks on his home, Drake pulled his son out of the elementary school he attended in Toronto due to safety concerns. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and mother to leave Toronto entirely. Day to day, Drake continues to take steps to address persistent threats to his security. And I don't doubt this. I don't think that Drake's family or Drake himself should be attacked for the maniacal nature of what fans can generally try to interject and do. No one ever told anyone to attack Drake. No one told anyone to go to his house. No one told anyone to attack his family. As we continue reading line after line within this document, you see that Drake's kind of laying out some of the groundwork to paint a history of the relationship that UMG and himself have had since 2009. It goes over Kendrick's deal with Top Dawg, and it introduces the possibility that there was a new contract signed with UMG and Kendrick Lamar in December of 2024. It also alleges that UMG's contracts with Kendrick Lamar provided UMG with the right to prevent the publication of and or to insist on modifications to any material created by Kendrick, including but not limited to any content which UMG believes to be defamatory. This is like the least hip-hop thing I've ever seen in my life. First, I don't believe Drake has any right to sue, because no matter how many times this narrative and point that UMG has the ability to censor but refuses to, does not justify them all of a sudden saying, Kendrick, you gotta change XYZ simply because Drake asked them to. Especially when Drake also is the same guy to put this I like little girl shit in Kendrick's head in the first place. Then we have Drake and his team within the same lawsuit breaking down the lyrics in Not Like Us, and I know that this was triggering as fuck for him to have to do. Within the first minute, the recording identifies Drake by name and states that Kendrick heard a rumor that Drake the lyrics in head in the first place. Then we have Drake and his team within the same lawsuit breaking down the lyrics in Not Like Us, and I know that this was triggering as fuck for him to have to do. Within the first minute,
bro did a genius interview for his own diss track, bro. He did a genius interview for his own diss track. He had to go line by line being like, this is why this would hurt my feelings. This is why this would hurt my feelings. This is why this would hurt my feelings.
Recording identifies Drake by name and states that Kendrick heard a rumor that Drake has an infatuation with young women. The next line is a thinly veiled threat that Drake should be careful that he never ends up in prison, a place where predators are notoriously the target of violence. You better not ever go to cell block 1. The recorder continues to say that any woman who falls in love with Drake should be careful to hide their little sister from him. Next is a perverse reference to Drake's 2021 album Certified Lover Boy, Certified Lover Boy, Certified Pedophile. In a play on the dual meaning of minor, a person under the age of 18, and musical scale, the recording says that Drake is trying to strike a chord and is probably A minor. The recording continues to say that Drake and the people in his circle need to be served with a subpoena because a predator moves in flocks, and asserts that Drake's name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch.
He cooked him. I'm sorry, he cooked them.
It all sounds like inferences, innuendos, hints, and jabs at things that you've been accused of in your career up until this point. Sure, nobody ever outright called Drake a pedo before, but people have been talking about, like I said, his dealings with girls that are young and underage for a very long time. You made a song on Jaded about a 20-year-old Georgia Smith and referred to her as a baby. I'm not saying that that means that you like prepubescent girls. I'm just saying that you've helped that narrative spawn what this ultimately is going to end up being.
Okay. I know I've compared X person to X person a lot today. Why does Drake kind of give me the vibe of Dream? A little bit. Only in as far as, like, I'm not saying that Dream is a pedophile. Only in as far as the things that Dream is criticized of, right? And then he's like, whoa, why are people calling me this? Then turning around and being surprised when, like, they were enforcing that narrative, right? If you look at their allegations against Dream, I'm not making any sweeping broad statements. I'm just saying, that means Tommy in it is Kendrick. I'm just saying that when I was watching Tubbo's stream responding to Dream yesterday, the 5-hour one, the very long one, while I was playing Marvel Rivals, where Dream was saying that, like, where did this narrative come that I take credit for people's success, right? But then it comes out that he's, like, joking about taking credit for people's success. So how are you going to be surprised when a narrative is crafted about you when you have helped create that narrative? You know what I mean? And Drake is doing the same thing here. Like, he's helped create the narrative that he likes young girls, right? And now he's surprised when somebody takes that and says out loud, Drake likes young girls. That surprises him for some reason. Why? You helped craft that narrative. You were doing weird stuff around little girls. I'm sorry, it's true.
Within your own music. The recording also repeatedly suggests that violence should be used against Drake because he is a pedo. Like the sound of someone being beaten up.
Bro. He's saying wop, 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 wop. Right? He's saying to beat me up. He's saying wop a bunch of times. That means he wants people to beat me up.
Record repeats wop 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 wop, and then Lamar will fuck him up. Later, the recording threatens that if Drake comes to
like in the music realm, he's not saying he will go to Drake and beat him up. He's saying musically. Like when people say get him in a rap battle, like get him. He's not saying actually attack him. He's saying yeah, with your words, because you're a lyricist. You know, take him down lyrically. Like, that's what he's saying. Come on, bro. Come on.
Oakland, where Lamar grew up, he will not make it out alive. I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop. This is hilariously removing any level of accountability that Drake would have to have for disrespecting Pac, which is the context in which the whole Oakland show line was even in reference to. This line doesn't even reference Drake and the young girl shit. It's just saying you fucked up when you disrespected the West Coast. I'm not telling nobody to do shit. I'm just telling you it's generally how it goes. If you disrespect a city, they're probably gonna have some smoke for you if you go to said city. That's not a threat. That's common sense. At the end of the record, the lyrics threateningly repeat, hey, hey, hey. This shit is ridiculous. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know the first thing I think about when I hear hey 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 off of this Not Like Us record is Bill Cosby, who we all know what situation he's in. If we're trying to make a correlation here, that's what that's in reference to. Run for your life, Drake. He's not talking to you, I don't think. I think he's talking to the kids. The recording contains numerous additional statements that imply the existence of evidence to support the allegations against Drake. Threatens that Lamar could reveal even more secrets about Drake. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Well, welcome to the fucking diss battle. Welcome to the war, Drake. That is what happens. People threaten to have shit. They might not have shit. They might have shit. That's what stirs up anxiety. You saying that he's saying that he has more isn't a crime. The things that Drake said about not only Kendrick Lamar, but every other person that he responded to on Family Matters is fucking crazy. You allege that Rick Ross pays for sexual favors. You allege that someone beats their wife with no evidence. Allege that his children didn't truly come from him and they belong to someone else. And as of recording this, I see that UMG has actually replied to Drake's official lawsuit saying that not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, who would be their biggest cash cow, is illogical. That makes sense to me. UMG's statement read, "We have invested massively in his music, and your employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success." They added, throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists as well. Never did they get in the way of anything that Drake had to say, so why does he want them to get in the way of anything that anybody else has to say? He now seeks to weaponize the legal process and silence other artists' creative expressions and seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's music. We have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. At the same time, we will vigorously defend this litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artists who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. Again, you're talking to somebody who, as an independent entity, absolutely hates UMG. But I can't ignore the fact that they are making complete sense. There is quite literally nothing that they should have done.
I'm back.
Beaten up. The record repeats wop 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 and show line was even in reference to. This line doesn't even reference Drake and the young girl shit. It's just saying you fucked up when you disrespected the West Coast. I'm not telling nobody to do shit. I'm just telling you it's generally how it goes. If you disrespect a city, they're probably gonna have some smoke for you if you go to said city. That's not a threat. That's common sense. At the end of the record, the lyrics threateningly repeat, hey, hey, hey. This shit is ridiculous. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know the first thing I think about when I hear hey 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 off of this Not Like Us.
Fat Albert. Hey hey hey. Fat Albert.
Record is Bill Cosby, who we all know what
Fat Albert
situation he's in.
Oh, it is Fat Albert.
If we're trying to make a correlation here, that's what that's in reference to. Run for your life, Drake. He's not talking to you, I don't think. I think he's talking to the kids.
We thought of different things.
The recording contains numerous additional statements that imply the existence of evidence.
Wait, Bill Cosby made Fat Albert? Wait, really? Okay, now I need to. It's been like freaking 10 years. You're writing to us like Bill Cosby? Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. How did you know that? Chat. 1972. The film came out in 2004. I was 4 years old. Okay? 4 years old. You know, I watched Fat Albert. Oh, but I'm older than you. I've seen Fat Albert, okay? I just didn't know it was Bill Cosby.
Support the allegations against Drake. Threatens that Lamar could reveal even more secrets about Drake. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Well, welcome to the fucking diss battle. Welcome to the war, Drake. That is what happens. People threaten to have shit. They might not have shit. They might have shit. That's what stirs up anxiety. You saying that he's saying that he has more isn't a crime. The things that Drake said about not only Kendrick Lamar, but every other person that he responded to on Family Matters is fucking crazy. You allege that Rick Ross pays for sexual favors. You allege that someone beats their wife with no evidence. Allege that his children didn't truly come from him and they belong to someone else. And as of recording this, I see that UMG has actually replied to Drake's official lawsuit saying that not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, who would be their biggest cash cow, is illogical. That makes sense to me. UMG's statement read, "We have invested massively in his music, and your employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success." They added, throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists as well. Never did they get in the way of anything that Drake had to say, so why does he want them to get in the way of anything that anybody else has to say? He now seeks to weaponize the legal process and silence other artists' creative expressions and seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's music. We have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. At the same time, we will vigorously defend.
Bro is making a side with UMG. UMG sucks. They suck so bad. And he's making us take their side.
This litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artists who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. Again, you're talking to somebody who, as an independent entity, absolutely hates UMG. But I can't ignore the fact that they are making complete sense. There is quite literally nothing that they should have done. Drake, swallow your pride and sue Kendrick. And I'm talking specifically to Drake fans when I ask this question. You have to answer it for me. Why would UMG, who has given Drake so much money and also received so much money as a result of the music that Drake's been making from the infancy of his career, what benefit would it be to UMG, who still needs Drake to sell records on their label, to damage his reputation, preventing him from being able to do the thing that will make not only Drake but UMG, the company who's funding him, more money? Do you really think that they think that they'll be making and recouping more money off of the Not Like Us record than they will off of another 4 or 5 Drake albums? Use your head. And that isn't me saying that UMG has never enacted in bot practice, or no label or Spotify hasn't, but I just don't believe that they decided today the only person that's going to be a beneficiary of that system is Kendrick fucking Lamar. We didn't do it for anybody else in the past, especially not Drake. We're just going to do it for this guy. Why? Drake is in this lawsuit complaining about how big of a monopoly UMG has over the music industry, how they own so much catalog, how it's impossible to get ahead unless you are within UMG's system. One of the biggest beneficiaries within that same system that he's complaining about is also the same guy saying that he's advocating for the little guy. What are you talking about? How are you going to say this team sucks while you're wearing the fucking jersey? And it's not like going to a job and you find out that the staff and the people there are corrupt and terrible like 3 months in. Drake has been with UMG since 2009. That's before some of you niggas that are watching this video were even born. So I could give him...
Don't say that. Don't say that, please. 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 Stop. Talking to you, I was 9 years old in 2009. Okay, he's not talking to me, right? But he makes me feel old when he says that.
Grace and be like, that sucks. You just got in your contract and you found out that you're with corrupt people, but you've been with these people over half my life. Dissed and said unverifiable things about...
From 2009. Wait, that's over half my life too. Now that I think about it. That's 14 years. Yeah, no, that's over half my life. That's very handedly over half my life. Jeez, bro. How old is Sean C? 29. Yeah, he's not old, not gonna lie.
About so many other artists and never had an issue with them not enforcing this enforceable part of their contract where they can censor you. This is all irredeemable. You know, at this point, I don't want to hear no records from Drake talking about I'm this, I'm that. I don't want to hear the underdog story. I don't want to hear, oh yeah, I tried to drop a 3-pack and they treated me like I'm Mike Jack. Like, no, I'm tired of these bars, bro. You're not a victim. I think what happened at Drake's residence could 100% have been partially influenced by the beef back and forth with Kendrick. I do. I don't see how that's UMG's problem. I don't see how that's Kendrick's problem. I thought that this was going to give me some more clarity, but I think bro is just doubling down on the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
He's the pirate software of rap.
In hip hop.
That wasn't very nice. He didn't talk about the reactor.
Elon Musk has been...
Because like he's also suing like Kai. Or not suing Kai. Kai is like named the lawsuit. Here, we can see B-Lou talk about it. It's 25 minutes.
Like, boom, he coming at a different angle or a different perspective.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm like, bro, what the is going on, bro? Especially like when we get mentioned, bro. Like, cause like I ain't never met Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta treat you accordingly. You feel me? Real.
You feel some type of way,
bro? If a nigga, bro, that's like some. He didn't fuck with us never on that.
Drake alleges in the lawsuit that UMG permitted content creators such as Kai Cenat, Ziaz, No Life Shack, RDC Gaming, and Cartier Family. Honestly, Cartier Family deserves it. To monetize their reactions to Not Like Us without enforcing copyright claims. Wait, wouldn't that be like Kendrick's decision though? He claims lack of enforcement enables the spread of defamatory content while generating profits for both UMG and the creators, prioritizing revenue over Drake's safety. Wait, okay. If UMG had copyright claimed the content in monetization, they would be monetizing, like they would be taking the money. It's not like the money goes nowhere. They would take the money. Right? They would take the money. So how can you sit here and be like, oh, because they didn't monetize it, therefore it's a problem? Because if they did monetize it, you'd be saying the exact same thing. Oh, UMG copyright claimed and monetized all the created reacting video because they wanted to make money off of it. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, I'm not gonna get into it. That's also just a funny thing. What's I wanted to cover and talk about? I can watch this Filter Pango video. Oh, whoa. Actually, you know what? We're gonna watch Jawbreed. We're gonna watch Jawbreed.
Typically, I've been posting on Musical.ly.
Came out a day ago, and I meant to watch it yesterday, but I got distracted. Let's watch Jawbreed.
And Instagram. However, I think with this new camera, I might just start posting the pranks on YouTube. Might be pretty interesting, and I think you guys would enjoy it quite a bit.
Tyler Olivier is. You didn't talk about Carolina the last Ace 3? No, you didn't. No, he didn't. You're lying to me. No, he did not. No, he did not. Him and the crew clowned at her for wearing a mask inside. No, they did not. Or some of his staff were also wearing masks. Send me the link. Send me the gosh darn link. Responding to Caroline Kwan. Sure.
Juan, who is a friend of blood sugar level or something.
Diagnose you with lupus?
All right, so there's this girl, Caroline Kwan, who is a friend of Hassan's. She is a political streamer. I hear she's very nice.
She does pop culture stuff, actually, so get that right.
But I will say this, she's very dumb. Just like...
I'm sorry, Ethan, you can't call anybody dumb. All right, you can't call a single person dumb. Also, I have to point out again, do you see the way he attacks women and how it's different than the way he attacks men? Even when talking about like Comrade Casey or whatever, never called Comrade Casey dumb. Talking about Hassan, never called Hassan dumb. But when it comes to Caroline Kwan, the first thing that he says is that she's dumb. I just want to point that out. Because he'll swear up and down that he's not misogynistic, but the way he behaves definitely is reminiscent of misogyny. Called Mika dumb, indeed.
Being nice and being dumb, they're actually, a lot of times they go together. Sometimes the dumber you are, the nicer you are. We just look at Mice of Men, for example. She's like Lenny.
Like Lenny?
She's Lenny, except obviously totally
like Lenny.
Like and spiritually, she's like Lenny. She's the girlfriend of Hassan's friend,
Will Neff.
Will Neff.
Another nice guy.
Yeah, I think I met. By the way, this is not personal. He was there when I did the podcast with him, right? Nice, very nice guy. Loved him. If you want to be my friend instead of Hassan's, it's open. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to exclude your girlfriend, though.
I met him at the creator class. He was really nice. He said he was a fan of the show.
Who is?
Will Neff.
That's where that breaks my heart. You know, in the divorce, Hassan's gonna get Will Neff. But just know, my friend, it's not personal. But she's one of these people that felt compelled to comment, and so let's hear her out. And she's not a nobody. She's on Twitch. She's, she's she's definitely like an orbiter, Hassan orbiter, I would say. I don't know. I mean, Will Neff he's kind of an Hassan orbiter, isn't he? I don't know how popular is he.
Ethan, I know this is a difficult concept for you to grasp, but they're called friends. I know it's very hard for Ethan to understand this concept, right? They're called friends. Who does his own thing entirely. Yeah, and Caroline does her own thing and like comes into Hassan's stream every now and then for a collaboration. Right? When like she's like out on the picket line, right? Because she's also a member of a union, which Ethan would know nothing about. I don't want to know what Ethan's thoughts on unions are. She does her own content. Like, she talks about politics, and insofar as like you know, her experience, her and through the lens of pop culture. They're just friends. Like that's all it is. And it's like Ethan's like, well, they're all kind of Hassan orbiters. Like, okay, sure, yeah. Okay, if you think about it like in that way, does that not make Ethan kind of an Hassan orbiter if you think about it? To be fair, I think he talks about Hassan more than I think Caroline or Will talk about Hassan. So
Yeah,
no, they're
he's pretty
in
big.
Austin now, I think.
Oh,
And
they
do a
moved.
lot of content with the people I watch. OTK.
Well, they got
And
evacuated in LA.
yeah, I guess I don't know exactly their situation, but I see them a lot in Austin and streaming with OTK people.
Will Neff is known for being Hassan's friend, and she's known for being Will Neff's girlfriend. So we're
bro, he's so misogynistic, dog. That's just straight up misogyny. Just straight up misogyny. Just straight up misogyny. Like, Caroline cannot exist without an adherence to a man. Either she's a Hassan orbiter or she's Will Neff's girlfriend or whatever. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Like, Caroline does her own thing. I'll watch her for movies and award show coverage, and then I'll watch Hassan and Will for also when Hassan and Will are gaming. That's crazy. You're like, games, not for me. I'll watch Caroline instead of watching gaming. And Caroline starts streaming before Will? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. She started streaming very recently. Like, within the last 2 years. It's the other way around. She's very, very successful in her own right. I think, like, again, she tried her best to, like, build a brand separate from both Will and Hassan, right? Her own thing. Like, Will make appearances on her stream or whatever. But she's not trying to, like, coast off of, like, Will's name or Hassan's name to success. Like, it's very clearly not the case. I don't bring any untoward drama here, but I'd say that Caroline's been a target of the Marcellus audience based on some wild accusations. I'll be curious how much Ethan takes from that community. All of it, probably. Her and Will stream at the same time. She has 2K viewers. There is no argument. Yeah, but Ethan doesn't know, and Ethan doesn't care. Because he's misogynistic. That's the answer. Who doesn't share primary audience with her, in my opinion? I don't even think Hassan shares primary audience with her either. You feel me? That's how she's able to pull 2,000 viewers, even if Hassan and Will are live. Right? Like, she has her own core fan base. She does her own type of content. Like, what are we talking about? She just talked about quite recently how frustrating it can be to be seen as a Hassan orbiter. She was on the ground interviewing incarcerated firefighters. Did he not see the clips? No, he thinks that was Hassan's thing, right? And she was just tagging along because she's like Hassan's best friend's girlfriend or whatever. He doesn't think that was a Caroline Kwan thing. Right? Or them interviewing actors in the SAG-AFTRA strike, right? He thinks that is a Hassan thing that Caroline Kwan is just tagging along to, and not like Caroline being a part of that content herself as an actress herself. She's always doing protest coverage of anything Hassan uses her for her connections. Basically, anyone remotely leftist is a Hassan orbiter. That's basically what it is. Caroline literally set up the stream and contacted the org. Doesn't matter to Ethan. Ethan sees women. Ethan sees red. You know. She's a prominent activist in her own right. Hate this man so much. There were times where like Caroline has also done her own protest coverage to thousands of viewers as well. Right? She's covered Palestinian protests. Right? Separate from like Hassan specifically. You feel me? Like this idea that like Caroline like needs Hassan to like get views or whatever is objectively just incorrect. Like you can say that about me, which people do, you know, that's fair. But you can't say that about Caroline. Like, come on. You cannot say that about Caroline.
getting pretty orbiter. She's like Pluto at this point in the orbit. But anyway, here's her comment.
Did you see Mike Murphy's retweet regarding Ethan? No.
As you were. AB from H3 slept in a car parking area with his girlfriend, live streamed the entire thing. You know,
Girlfriend. By the way, before she talks, I think it's so funny that that was somehow the segue into her being like, and by the way, Ethan's the fucking worst, isn't he? What does that have to do with anything?
I just have to say something. I don't comment on Ethan, okay? But I saw his post where there were fires that were close by his house, and he mentioned like he was still thinking of Hassan, and it honestly made me sad. Like, I'm not trying to do the whole, okay, as somebody who has now had to evacuate, like I'm not trying to like, I don't want to center myself in everything that's happened because there are people who've experienced worse.
But I'm going to.
But truly.
Yeah, but truly.
As someone who has.
As someone who is going to center this around themselves. Girl, everybody's got fire and smoke in their backyard. You're not fucking special. Holy shit.
I mean, to be fair, she wasn't thinking about like her Hassan hate video when she evacuated, but that's just a thing.
Also, like these people, they forgot what a joke is. These people are so stupid, they don't know what a joke is anymore. They think that this is like, what was that movie?
Like, it's a sad joke, you know what I mean? It's a sad, this is so sad, bro. This is so sad. This is so sad. He's like, it's just a joke, it was just a joke. Well, people are getting so mad at me for a joke, and people are just like, bro, I feel kind of bad for Ethan. He's like, I was just joking. It was a joke about Hassan, and it's just a joke. He's like, and Ethan just doesn't really have much going on in his life, and it's just kind of sad that this is his entire output now. Like, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. I was just joking. Like, this is all he does now, apparently. Like, Caroline mentioned him. If you saw the clip is 1 minute and 47 seconds long. A 1 minute and 47 second long clip is responded to for like 15 minutes on the H3 podcast.
I'm not trying to do the whole, okay.
Someone who is going to center this around themselves. Girl, everybody's got fire and smoke in their backyard. You're not fucking special. Holy shit.
But also, like, she was also in the evacuation zone. So, like, but like, also she's saying that she's not special. Like, that's the entire point she's saying here. She's saying, yeah, I'm not special in this regard. Like, you know, there are people who have it worse than I do. And so I don't want to make this about myself. As like the disclaimer that Ethan is getting mad at now. He tends to do that for women. I just get mad at disclaimers. But in the disclaimer, she's saying like, this isn't about me, right? But if I'm going to respond to Ethan for a second, it's kind of sad that when being faced with like, you know, once in a lifetime wildfires, like he's thinking about Hassan and how much he hates Hassan, and that's sad. You know? What I think is an entirely fair take. Why is Hassan thinking about Hassan during the fires at all? That's the point. That's what Caroline is saying.
Also, like these people, they forgot what a joke is. These people are so stupid, they don't know what a joke is anymore.
Don't ask Ethan about Habibi. Just stay away from tier lists and Habibi around Ethan. Unrelated, by the way. But just wanted to put that out there.
They think that this is like what was that movie with who was in it where they Ricky Gervais movie where people don't know about lying. He's the first person that ever lied. Is it? And everybody takes everything he says seriously. This is
the invention of lying.
This is what being a leftist is online, by the way, these days. Ethan said a joke? No way, dude! Holy fuck! It's not even, you can't even spin this like in a way that, whatever, let her continue.
Steam, smoke, and flames.
Ethan is unhinged. He's totally lost it. I'm reading chat. He's obsessed. Bro, that is fucking sad as hell. Like, get on with your life, your dogs, and your family. That's the funniest part to me when they go, bro, you literally spent like 10 seconds writing like half of a sentence on Instagram? Don't you have a family to attend to?
Yeah, about Hassan. While a fire is potentially threatening your house that has your kids in it, I would hope you spend 0 seconds making a Hassan hate post on Instagram. That would be my hope. Anything more than that is still bad.
M_Lee_Dawn just subscribed.
Emily Dawn, thank you for the 5-month resubscription. Much appreciated. Welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so sorry it's what you have to come back to. Or you're welcome if you enjoy this.
Still.
I will say in response to that chatter who said me and my girlfriend slept in the car, Ethan and Hila offered us to go to their house like immediately, multiple times, just to be clear.
Thank you. Thank you, AB.
Practically in my backyard. The idea of thinking about somebody, the idea of thinking about anything other than a plan of safety is not
Such
fathomable.
low-hanging fruit. Holy God.
And I will just say,
What's he even talking about?
that I think that post there,
It's insane. It's sad. 2
I think
kids
this,
and a wife to
Hassan,
worry about.
outside our window.
I mean, yeah. You're thinking, you have Hassan on the mind instead of, worrying about should you evacuate or not. You should give Hassan 0% of your brain power, however limited it may be. Right? Whatever few brain cells you have left, you should attribute all of those towards figuring out if you need to leave with your with your kids. Like, yeah, I feel like that's entirely fair. I think it applies more to Ethan because he has so few brain cells remaining, right? The rest of us were operating off of like 10 plus. Ethan's down to his last 2. If one of those are occupied thinking about Hassan, that's only 1 brain cell to share between thinking about your kids. So it's kind of sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's so sad. Right? It is. The reason the iOS auto mailer for Gato will be updated version since the apartheid is still going on? Yes. Because the administration is changing, we have sunsetted the original tool. There will be a new version. Just stay tuned. You can follow our Instagram, follow our Twitter. For when a new tool comes out, because of the new administration, you have like Congress is changing. People are leaving, people are coming in. We need to find new emails for everybody, and then we're gonna start it back up. There is still the university divestment one. So if you download and install the university divestment emailing, it still sends emails to universities so that they can push for divestment. That's still a thing, but the ceasefire tool is going to be brought back within about a month or so, I believe. Once we have all the new updated emails. Just stay tuned on our Twitter for that.
This is it. I'm in the fucking closet, or in my closet.
Well,
you're in your closet?
It's about 15% in there.
Yeah.
Your closet has a window?
Yeah, I live pretty,
That's
listen,
worse than the big fridge.
Caroline wouldn't understand.
Hold on.
What?
How is that your
Is he calling Caroline poor? What? So, okay, so we've arrived at Caroline is dumb and unintelligent, and Caroline is poor. What other scathing criticism does Ethan have to like actually address the claim that she made? Which is not even really a claim, it's just an observation that it is sad that when faced with like a wildfire in his backyard, Ethan was thinking about Hassan. But He did the dream, yeah.
Closet. It's got like
It's
a
a walk-in-
bay window.
walk-in closet.
I'm sure. I've seen plenty of
It has
walk-in
a
closets.
tiny
Never
window
with
facing
it
the
doesn't
front
look
of the-
tiny.
Tiny?
That's like a huge window.
It's a big ass window.
What do you want me to say, bro? Yeah, fucking.
I just think that's bizarre from like an architecture standpoint.
It's beautiful.
Did you open the window for the picture?
It is open, yeah.
Nice.
It's gorgeous.
You probably shouldn't have opened the window.
Yeah, get all the steam in. But
Yeah,
with
like
it closed.
with this, how smoky it is.
It wasn't smoky at the time at our house.
Oh,
okay.
But this was a Saturday night when we were on high alert, right? And we were packed and ready to go. Obviously, the first thing we did is prepare to evacuate. We got all our bags by the front door. We packed all the kids' stuff, the dog stuff. And from that point, what am I supposed to do?
I have to do my Hassan tweet. All right, we packed up, we were ready to go, and I was like, "Well, might as well tweet about Hassan right now." Like, do you not realize how sad that is? Does he not realize how sad that is? Does he not get it? Like, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Priority 1, am alive. Priority 2, Hassan. Literally. It's so wild.
I went downstairs and I was working on this Hassan video all night long. Very productive night.
I looked out the window. I saw a fire. I was like, I can make this about Hassan. Like, bro was like, yeah, there's a wildfire in my backyard. Watch the news. Make sure if I need to evacuate, I'm ready to evacuate. Like, be prepared the moment, like, evacuation notice comes. No. Hassan video, can't wait a day. I need to be working on it right now. He's like, honey, you stay with the kids up here. I gotta work on my anti-Hassan video, okay? Just I have to make sure that if the fire comes, I have to save this one hard drive, right? I won't pack it up or anything. I just have to work on it until I have to leave. Thank you. And Ethan does not realize how, like, okay, maybe that's kind of sad. Maybe I shouldn't do that, actually.
By the way, Carolyn, I can't wait for you to see the video. And I guess suppose she's, in her opinion,
I hate Dan so
I'm
much,
supposed
bro.
to just like stare at the wall in darkness and pray.
I don't know, monitor the news. You feel me? Comfort your kids. There is a wildfire that is potentially approaching your house to destroy it. Maybe. Spend time with your family. Maybe. Is this never an option for him? He's like, my kids? Fuck those kids, bro. My anti-Hassan video comes first. Number 1, anti-Hassan video. Number 2, maybe not care about my kids. To make sure your neighbors are good. That's the nanny's job. I did see something about this. Didn't he laugh that the nanny asked to spend time with her kids? I don't know if that was a real thing. Let me see.
Yes.
But I don't know why. Then there was like fires in LA when we got home.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a babysitter who was with Theodore, and she had to leave abruptly because she thought her family was burning alive at 1:30. And I'm like so tired. I just got out of the shower. I'm about to go to bed. She
I
goes,
want to point out, I don't think this is a recent one. But it still applies.
she goes, excuse me.
Bro. What? What?
She goes, excuse me, Mr.
She
Klein.
doesn't have an accent. What are you doing?
It's a fictitious story. Excuse me, Mr. Klein.
She sounds normal.
Excuse
me, sir.
She goes, excuse me, Mr. Klein.
What?
Oh, my family.
What is this?
In the fire zone, and nobody answer. And my whole family, I die, and I drive home. Okay.
Yes.
But I don't know why. Then there was like fires in LA when we got home.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a babysitter who was with Theodore, and she.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
To the fire gods or something. But yeah, I said outside our window, it's close, but we're safe for now and wind is blowing away from us. I was never super worried because the wind was blowing away from us the whole time. We were in the warning evacuation zone, like be prepared. But like I said, the winds were blowing heavily away from us, so I felt like relatively confident we weren't going to have to evacuate, and we haven't yet. I think it's pretty much over now. The fire.
I'm not giving Ethan no ammunition to use against me if he somehow stumbles upon this VOD.
Scare, right? The big winds came and...
well, they were very much fearing last night when the big winds were going to come back, and when I checked this morning, it seems like they had prevented the winds from really spreading it at all.
Good men.
So that's...
good people. Good women.
The fire is technically still like only 18% contained or something like that. Let me check.
It's supposed to rain here pretty soon and be overcast, so that's going to be good.
That's
great. Kind of. I mean,
Well,
obviously it's good for the fire.
I don't think there's like a mudslide. It's not a torrential downfall or anything.
That's good.
I think it's just like a nice little drizzle.
A little rain would be very, very good.
For drizzle.
For shizzle.
Anyway, I said, it's blowing away from us. Hassan for sure hoping the fire takes out my computer. Sorry. That's... I mean, it's not the best joke ever, but it's obviously I'm just being silly.
It's very obvious you're just being silly.
Yeah,
It's cringe. Dog, your family is being threatened by a fire, and you're like, I have to tweet about Hassan. And Hassan is like, just doesn't care about, like, Hassan's not thinking about Ethan. That's the sad part, is he doesn't get. Hassan doesn't have Ethan on the mind, and he's projecting, even in his joke, that like Hassan is thinking about him so much. He's like, Hassan probably wants my computer to blow up, right? So I don't post my video about him. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
And like you said, it takes probably thought about this for like 15 seconds, knowing you.
And the crew defending him is also sad. I'm sorry. Pull your pants up, please. Can't show porn on Twitch. Please. Wipe your mouth when you're done, Dan. Gosh, freaking darn it.
Occupied 15 seconds of my life. Yeah, literally. And you know, obviously I'm thinking about it since I'm editing it all day. And I saw a clip of whatever,
Yeah,
dude.
that's what people are criticizing you for, bro. Having Hassan on your mind 24/7, rent free. That's the part that's sad. He's like obviously I'm thinking about it all day because I've been editing all day. Because I think about Hassan 24/7 when I edit the anti-Hassan video that I make 24/7, like 24 days or 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, no weekends off, never taking care of the kids, just down in my basement editing this video. And people are like, that's kind of sad. And he's like, it's a joke. You know, I'm joking about thinking about Hassan, even though I am actually thinking about Hassan. So it's simultaneously a joke that he's thinking about Hassan, but he's also made that joke because he sincerely is actually thinking about Hassan. Like come on.
Up. Oh my God, get a fucking life. How are you thinking about me at a time like this? Why are you thinking about me, girl? You just evacuated. You had fire and flames in your backyard. Man.
Like, okay, even I want to engage with this in good faith, right? I personally think there's a difference between having to evacuate and then being allowed back and then do a retrospective on the things that happened while you were gone. And during a potential evacuation, thinking about Hassan. Like, I think there's a difference there. During a point where there is potential danger, thinking about Hassan. Now that the danger of a fire has passed your area, coming back and being like, hey, it's kind of weird that Ethan was thinking about Hassan when he was in danger. You know what I mean?
She is just streaming right now, too.
Yeah, what are you doing that's so important? Why are you out on the front line? You know what I mean? Evacuating elderly and shit, or I don't know. What a dummy. Obnoxious.
Window, it's close, but we're safe for now. The wind is blowing away from
Like,
us.
she hadn't even, okay, I want to keep in mind, at this point, she still has not given her take yet. At this point, Caroline is still reading his post. And she has not given her take yet. The last freaking 10 minutes of this has been Ethan's like projection on what she's saying or is going to say. This is literally shadowboxing. This was yesterday, by the way, after she interviewed the incarcerated firefighters.
You're hoping the fire takes out my computer.
Can you guys
get it off screen quick?
Can you guys believe?
What do you mean get it off screen quick? What are you talking about? Like, do you think that she's trying to hide the post that Ethan made? I don't. What even is the insinuation here? Like, what are we talking about? She just went full screen to talk about the post that she just read. What are we even talking about? Like, I don't even get it.
He put a mild joke in this Instagram update. These people are unreal.
Truly, it is sad.
It is
Like,
so sad. Devastating.
It is sad to be in such a state that is what you're thinking about as the fucking.
And she's right. Yes. Yes. She is correct. She's 100% correct. Like, okay. Imagine you're in the middle of an active shooter situation, right? There's like an active shooter and you're like bunkering down, you're hiding, and your first thought is, Hassan probably wants me to die if I don't finish this video. That is sad. That is mental illness and you need to get help. You need you need treatment. If you are being faced with a life or death scenario that could potentially not even just kill you, but kill your family, right? And then you turn around and you're like, yeah, Hassan wants me to die, doesn't he? It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. There's no better word for that. It's sad. Video is not gonna work. People are coming for Hassan's neck for years and they all failed. It's not only not gonna work because of that. It's not gonna work because Hassan is being taken seriously in mainstream media. You feel me? Hassan getting positive coverage from interviewing the incarcerated firefighters, interviewing Bernie Sanders, right? Just being like getting interviews in mainstream media, just like all of that. It's not gonna work. Like, what do you think you can say that hasn't already been said? Or Sean O'Brien Caesar's podcast, yeah. Sean O'Brien coming on the stream, right? What do you think you can say to like affect the trajectory of Hassan's career at this exact moment? It doesn't compute. And I think that makes Ethan pretty mad.
It's
The
devastating.
city that you live in is burning. Like,
It's devastating.
Why is she wearing a fucking mask?
Inside.
Why is
I didn't want to be that guy, but
Like, I don't know, Dan. Maybe because the air quality was like 500. Do you not live in LA? I'm a couple blocks from the evacuation zone, right? My air quality was 500. It was kind of tough to breathe. I don't know. Maybe breathing that is not very well, not very good. Oh yeah, also AB is also wearing a mask inside. I can't believe I ever thought Dan was cool. What a fucking idiot. He was cool until he started sucking on Ethan's dick, honestly. Right? There was a change where he was kind of like neutral until sometime last year. He probably got I'm not going to say he got a pay rise, right? But he stopped being like the neutral arbiter and started just being a dick, an asshole. Just like a complete asshole. You know what I mean? And I noticed it when he played the Twitcher terrorist game, apparently. Before Ethan did on the podcast. And he thought it was cool. That was totally normal. Like, come on. Just straight up insane.
Patty was really reluctant to be that guy, but why is she wearing a mask?
You don't, I mean...
Because the air quality was bad. I'm sorry. Do I have to say it slower? Because the air quality was bad. Air quality was bad. It was bad. As somebody who lived, like, again, blocks away from the evacuation zone, I got so much smoke. I woke up and my entire apartment was filled with smoke. It was tough to breathe. I don't know why this is crazy. And Caroline was closer to the evacuation zone than I was because she had to be evacuated. What are we talking about? Why do you even care anyway? That's a great question. Why do you even care? It doesn't even make any sense.
Maybe she has asthma.
I guess.
Yeah,
maybe,
some people.
I know she got dumbsma, but a mask won't fix that.
That was kind of
nice.
It didn't really land.
She's gonna play that and be like, I cannot believe Ethan would say I have dumbsma at a time like this. What an obnoxious loser. She goes, I can't believe these people are so obnoxious that they're actually still posting like Ethan made an innocuous joke. Guys, I'm so sad about it. So I respond.
He used to make fun of on Leftovers. Honestly, Ethan's never changed.
Because I thought it was funny because I saw a clip of Hassan picking them up, her and Will Neff, to evacuate.
I have to say something. I don't comment on Ethan.
I posted this. It says, did she forget Hassan live streamed her evacuating? Get a grip, you dumb fucking gremlin! That's what I said. It's a joke. You think because of one sentence in an Insta story, it means I'm not thinking of my family? Also, you're not special. We all have smoke and flames in our backyard. Welcome to LA. I think it's so funny how she's like, I'm not going to center this around like I'm the only victim here. But I almost had fire in my backyard. It's like nothing.
She was in the evacuation zone. What is he even talking about? What is he even talking about? Like, what is he even talking about? You know, it just takes solace in knowing that his numbers are down. And once he finally drops his Hassan nuke, people will talk about him for 2 more weeks and then he will fade into irrelevancy. You know what I mean? Does anybody know if he said anything about the ceasefire? Curious. No, it's kind of interesting as somebody who supposedly cares about Palestinian lives, just kind of radio silent about a ceasefire that will save Palestinian lives and release hostages. Just, you know, didn't say anything about that. Quite interesting. He's talking about he donated 10K. Yeah, like 2 years ago. He did mention that, I think, but he will hold on judgment. Mentioned it briefly in the transcript. there. We'll finish the section now. Look at the transcript.
Nothing even happened. You were no damage to your house. You had to evacuate with like 2 million other people. You know, I don't think she's from LA. You can tell. She thinks she's special. You should go back to.
What? What?
To not commenting on me. Actually, you should go. You should don't comment on anything ever. And that was this delivered with that. So I burned her pretty good, and she's crying right now. But then it gets even worse for her, guys. If you can imagine that.
What? And she's crying right now? What is she? She didn't even say anything. Like, what? This was the only clip that she said anything in that I saw. What do you mean that she's crying right now? Did I miss something? Is he like imagining a situation where he like wins the argument? He's literally shadowboxing.
Isn't she doing exactly the same thing she's accusing me of? Why are you thinking about me at a time like this with a fire and a genocide happening? How selfish can you be? That's a reference because Hassan always goes, not anytime, but very frequently when he gets criticism, he'll go, at a time like now, it's extremely selfish to be addressing criticism while there's a genocide going on. It's like, bro.
Someone
Holy
said
fuck.
calling her a dumb fucking gremlin was not classy either.
Who said I'm classy?
That's what I was going to say. I got news for you.
How are you guys?
Oh, jeez Louise, Dan, stop sucking his dick live, please. I just beg of you. Like, just straight up, just live, just gobbling it.
If you're looking for class, you're watching the wrong show.
I definitely was not trying to.
Oh, wait, Ethan, there's a good comment I can reply to right now. Oh, he said you're not classy. Well, don't you know? Ethan's actually a really super sick, cool guy, actually. If you want classy, you're watching the wrong show. That's right. Yeah, tell him, Ethan. Tell him, Ethan. You better get him.
To be classy, I was trying to be insulting, and she's a dumb fucking gremlin. I think that's fair. I didn't make fun of her looks. I didn't make fun of like her physical.
Yeah, because you can't, Ethan. Like, I just take a look at yourself for a second, and then look at freaking Caroline and Will and Hassan. That's one thing you can't do. That's one thing you cannot do. It just won't happen. He's like, I didn't make fun of your looks. Yeah, because you couldn't. So, that's all I'm going to say.
Attributes or anything. That's not something I do. I called her a dumb fucking
That's not something I do. That's not something I do. You don't. Okay, so Ethan, you're legitimately claiming that he doesn't make fun of people's physical attributes? Ethan Klein is claiming that he does not comment on people's public appearance.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me on edgy material warning number 3. We've got some edgy material here, and watch your hands because you're gonna get cut up on this one here, guys. You can scar me, but you can't stop me. Now that is interesting and very deep and poetic. But what's even more interesting is if we just go a couple pixels down. Hoof, girl. Yeah, showing off that camel hoof, girl. Yeah, let me get down with that shit, boy. Can smell it from here. Shit. Nothing that a heavy, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, ignoring the camel fucking that fat, juicy, juvenile vagina. Nigga wants to fuck that shit, boy. Yeah. Ignoring.
Oh, sorry, did you miss that chat? Here, one more time.
Yeah. Anyway, ignoring the camel fucking that fat, juicy, juvenile vagina. Nigga wants to fuck that shit, boy. Yeah. Ignoring.
He's so disgusting, bro. He's so the words that I want to say about this person. The words that I want to say about this person, I cannot say. I will not say. Yeah, and his wife was filming that, by the way. So, yeah, made for each other.
Gremlin.
Shade on Zhang Hongshu, I will.
It's a little bit much. I mean, I think it's fair to defend yourself.
No, she is. I completely stand behind her being a dumb fucking gremlin. And you know why? Because gremlins are something about they can't drink water, right?
Yeah, you can only feed them once, I think.
So that's why she was so scared of the fire. It's right there. She was afraid that they're gonna have to spray water. So I have some empirical evidence to back that up as well.
What?
By the way, so she got offended at me. Here's Hassan picking them up.
How are you guys
She didn't get offended. What is he talking about?
feeling? Traumatized a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh damn! It's got that nice smoky scent outside.
Are you streaming?
I am, yeah.
You're absolutely insane.
I'm an insane person.
This dude showed up to their house, shoved a fucking camera in their face when they're evacuating without.
One, camera's on their face. Two, again, there's a concept called friends. If Will or Caroline had a problem with it, Hassan would have shut the stream off. I guarantee that if Will or Caroline had a problem with it, it would have been like, he would have shut the camera off because they're friends.
This dude showed up to their house.
Shut the stream off for less. Azana shut the stream off when a chatter was like, "You're bad at video games." He would shut the stream off if, or at least he would throw it back to the desktop stream. You know what I mean? Until he got back. So, what is he talking about?
House shoved a fucking camera in their face when they're evacuating without telling them.
That is.
He's live streaming it, man.
They're friends. If they had an issue with it, they would tell him that. I don't know how this like disproves the fact that like Ethan in his house with his kids was thinking about Hassan. Like like what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
And I'm an asshole for making a joke? Like, are you
No,
actually?
Nobody said that. Like, you're just sad for thinking about Hassan in the time where your family might have to evacuate. Like,
mad at me, or you? This is like taking it out.
nobody's mad at Ethan, bro. He takes like somebody being like, man, Ethan's kind of sad. He takes that and then he's like, man, people are trying to cancel me. People are trying to cancel me for talking about Hassan and making a joke. Like, you know, I did a lot of comparisons today. Ethan is the pirate software of YouTube. I'll say it.
Friends.
Well, hold on, it's worse.
Anyway,
she starts spilling her guts out to him, and then he burps and starts laughing like a psychopath. And she's obviously very annoyed by it. Imagine burping at a time like this.
It's one of those things where you don't think that it's going to be you, and then it is. Right? Like, you're paying attention.
By the way, she is so self-centered. Like, the whole narrative.
What? Bro. Oh, I won't say it. 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 I won't say it.
Narrative. It's like your house didn't burn down, okay? You're fine.
She had to evacuate. She doesn't know if her house burned down or not. Why am I arguing with this person, bro? It's just. There's nothing that I can say about this person that falls within TOS, so I just won't say anything.
I can't. It's just. I can't believe we have to evacuate. I'm such a victim right now.
Yes. She is a victim. She had to evacuate. Yeah. Literally. Literally, like definitionally a victim. She was forced to evacuate her home. This guy must really care about victims. Yeah, just victims and survivors. It's Ethan's cup of tea. He has only the best things to say about those people. Just don't look up Ethan's thoughts about bombing attack survivors, or survivors of being evacuated for a wildfire, or survivors of being or facing sexual harassment, and seeing like deep fake porn of yourself made. He loves victims. He loves victims so much. How's he downplaying her statements while attacking Hassan for laughing at the same time? Make it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Is the energy he shows for Palestinians? Honestly, it's probably better energy than he shows for Palestinians, for being real. And that's saying something.
Attention to the news and you're seeing everything. And
I'm sorry.
Suddenly...
I burped.
Ew.
Son, we just evacuated that.
Okay, I hate you.
What a charming, what a charming.
Like, they're friends. They're friends. They're like, bro, he's doing like the parasocial thing, which is even worse than like the stands do. And that is like, geez Louise, that's a freaking loud alert sound. He's doing the parasocial thing that's like, Hassan, she was trying to be serious. She was pouring her heart out and you ruined it by burping and laughing. He's bringing levity to a clearly tense situation. That, again, if Caroline or Will have a problem with, they can tell him because they're friends. This is literally exactly what my take is about like other people and like stands as well. This is my take to like Hassan stands who like do the same thing that Ethan's doing here. To be like, she was pouring her heart out to him and then you burped and laughed at her. Like, they're friends. If they have a problem with it, they will tell them. They will tell him, be like, I wish you didn't do that, or we're being serious right now, or whatever. Like come on. He's doing leftists can't joke after saying leftists can't joke. He is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Caroline yells at Hassan all the time. Caroline yelled at Hassan during the incarcerated firefighter stream, right? Hassan and Caroline are giving similar energy and Ethan cannot comprehend.
So, I mean, you want to talk about classy, girl, you forgot that what your friend did?
Wait, she never said classy. Who said classy? That was one of your viewers. One of your viewers said classy. In your, like, Hugbox freaking members only chat. Like, what are you talking about? Caroline never said, wow, Ethan, you're not classy. She said you were sad and pathetic. And she's not wrong.
Are you doing some Freudian thing where you're actually mad at him and attacking?
What?
Me. So there's that. So I want to give a special shout out.
Freudian.
Well, if she's like subconsciously she's mad at Hassan and she's laughing at me.
I see what you're going for, but
is it not Freudian?
I don't think so.
Well, is it Freudian? Just means like, hold on, let me look that up.
That's all like the weird psychosexual stuff.
Oh, is that what it
like
specifically it means?
Like
that?
If she was mad at her dad, but then yelled at you.
Relating
you might
to
call
or
that
influenced
Freudian.
by Sigmund Freud and his methods of psychoanalysis, especially in reference to importance of sexuality and human behavior. Okay, well maybe she wants to fuck him.
What?
Her dad?
I didn't mean that, but
what?
I don't know, Hassan.
Oh, okay.
What's your argument?
No argument. There's no good argument. So, Carolyn Kwan joins the ranks of the dumbest, fucking, most pathetic people alive.
What?
Who are looking for
It's
the
just-
most.
Even like, if I were to take his side on all of this, does that not seem a little bit like an overreaction? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of just think that he wants to call a woman dumb. I'm gonna be real. I genuinely think that he wants to call a woman dumb. That's what his thoughts are. Like, cause even if what she said was just, it's kind of sad. And this is the conclusion you come to?
Argument. So, Carolyn Kwan joins the ranks of the dumbest, fucking, most pathetic people alive.
Like,
who are.
All she said was, man, Ethan's kind of sad a little bit. She didn't even have a take.
Looking for the most.
I understand why his co-hosts don't say anything because they agree with him. They're laughing right alongside him. That's why.
Pathetic excuses to get angry by everything I do. Holy shit.
Like, she didn't get angry. Like, I don't know where you got anger from. She just said, hey, this is kind of sad.
And that's her.
Cool.
Can you grab that laugh, Zach?
Sure.
Yeah. It's important. But I wish her all the best, and I'm so sorry that she had to evacuate during a genocide. The fire, you know, it's just a lot to handle, and
Take solace in the fact that their numbers are decreasing. And soon, nobody will watch this show. Just take solace in the fact that the numbers are decreasing. And soon, nobody will watch this show. Talks about Gaza/Palestine only as a pun. Honestly, what he says about the ceasefire. This was 20 hours ago. That should be enough time.
hope that she's okay. She's clearly the victim of both of these things. So we need to keep her in our thoughts and prayers at all times.
And it's more than he said about the victims of the actual genocide. So
Ceasefire. I'm tempering my. You were supposed to be on SNL, man. Someone asked if I saw about the ceasefire. I'm tempering my excitement because I feel like they've done this so many times where it's like, we're all got a ceasefire, and then something happens.
See, if Ethan was actually intelligent, you know, and actually kept up with the news, he would know that this is the first time that Israel had signed on to agree to the ceasefire. Then Netanyahu is currently trying to walk back, but this is the first time that Israel has signed on to the ceasefire. And Hamas has been on the path, and this was the plan that they have proposed, like, you know, almost a year ago. But this is the first time all parties have agreed. He has no clue or how or why this is different. Yeah, because he never cared about a ceasefire in the first place. If he did, he would know this.
Happens and it never goes through, but
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm excited.
No, it's not even that it never goes through. It's that it was never signed by Israel, right? That's something you would know if you care or pay attention. Literally, if you even care just slightly, right? Just slightly. This is something you would know that it's different now, because now all parties involved, specifically meaning Israel at this point, has agreed to the ceasefire.
Well, when it finally goes, when it happens, they're like, we came to a deal, it's done, we're doing a hostage exchange or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my goodness, he's so stupid. He's so stupid. Oh, he's so dumb. That's literally what the deal is. It's been agreed upon. Yes, it has hostage release in it. Yes, prisoner swap. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Currently in the deal that was agreed to by both parties. And the negotiating committee. Yeah. In the United States, everybody involved. Everybody involved was like, yeah, this is good. They all signed it. Yeah. What he's claiming is like, well, if this happened, then I'd actually be forward. Is what happened. So What is he talking about?
When it happens, they're like, we came to a deal, it's done, we're doing a hostage exchange or whatever. Obviously, I'll be elated.
I know you said you had seen it shortly before we went live and hadn't had a chance to read the details, but I read it a summary of the deal, and it seems significantly more comprehensive than the short ceasefire from, like, I don't know, it's like almost a year ago now.
Well, I'm under the impression when they were negotiating in Egypt a long time ago, it was pretty comprehensive, and then it fell through.
I didn't form Nunskull because I want to.
We'll
I guess
see.
We'll see, but
I hope it's real. I mean,
I'm going to manifest an optimistic outcome. Okay?
Listen, we all need that to be real. Everybody wants this war over.
Yeah.
You know, let's just fucking, please.
People were saying free our boy, but now that
keep him in,
place the puzzle pieces together.
No, keep him there.
They're retracting their
PMP. Don't get anywhere near this guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We need this guy
Or,
in prison.
Yeah, Chad, don't you know he only calls it a genocide to dunk on the people who call it a genocide? He doesn't think it's a genocide.
All right, back to the matter at hand. Obviously,
back to the more important thing to Ethan, the drama. The ceasefire that he claimed to care about, that he claimed that Kamala would be the person to do. Back to coding. Stop. It's really, Ethan never really cared. I mean, obviously not. I believe that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. That's the only time we talked about the ceasefire this entire. There's still like over an hour and a half of this this video left, and he's like, down back to what we actually need to or care about. The dream drama. Like, would this not be good news? I'm just confused. Like, would this not be good news for him? This is the best news for him. He's talked about how Hamas is keeping all the hostages, and how he cares about the hostages, and how he cares about the Palestinian civilians, and this will safeguard the lives of both, right? The hostages go back to their families. Israel pulls out of Gaza. Like, come on. Like, this would be like this is great news. He should be like screaming this from the rooftops. This would be all he's talking about. If he cared about the genocide at all, I guess time will tell. We'll circle back in a week to see if Ethan has ever talked about it. And then when Israel inevitably violates it, let's see if he talks about that as well. He probably won't, but maybe he will. I don't care about the protecting his house stuff. We're moving on. I just want to see the Caroline stuff. Leave Caroline alone. Don't make me step up and white knight for Caroline, because I'll do it. I'll do it. Jeez, the freaking waste. Close tabs to the right. Jobbery? Yeah, now back to coding.
A YouTuber turned investigative journalist.
I didn't expect to play journalist today, but I guess I am.
Is this something that an investigative journalist would do?
He's a profiteer of human misery, a poverty tourist, a parasite.
Come, please, cancel
me. If you come out the pokey, bro, if you come out the pokey, it's over. You better watch his mouth. Better not say a single thing about pokey. Oh, and let alone if he comes out the Tina, I'm gonna cook him. I'm gonna cook him. Leave Tina alone. I will white knight for Tina before I white knight for pokey.
We try to be as balanced as possible. We try to cover both sides to the best of our abilities, and sometimes we fall short. I'm not probably the best professional to note on this.
The year is 2025.
They're eating the dogs.
We live in an increasingly divided and polarized world.
I believe we should have a military presence on the southern border.
And with the next 4 years now on the horizon, flagrant disorder shows no sign of slowing it down.
Anti-immigration rioters at a hotel
In a society where misinformation is rife, we need hard-hitting truth tellers to cut through the noise now more than ever. Journalistic powerhouses willing to ask the real question.
Bro, it's going to be worse than a content nuke, I promise you. You better leave Tina alone. You better leave Tina alone.
Questions.
Have you ever rodeo railed a cousin?
To veer away from propaganda.
Twitter is saying the Haitians are eating cats and can't drive.
And to lead by example. This is Tyler Oliveira, the man who claims to offer journalism that covers cultural decay with the incisive honesty so desperately needed right now. But is he really offering an accurate picture of today's landscape, or do his formulated narratives cause more harm than they do good? Let's find out.
A new station.
I think he's a bad guy. Hot take.
Cannot make 10 million people care or watch an opioid crisis and be aware of it at a broader scale. We can. Every YouTuber I know has stumbled upon the skill set to get attention at scale. That attention is used for meaningless, mindless, dumb things. What if you could combine the attention gathering skills of YouTubers and attach them to anything that meant anything? Why not try to make it mean something? Because we're all gonna die so quickly. I feel like I'm on the verge of death. We're gonna die, Tyler. I don't even know where I'm going with this.
Tyler Oliveira's story begins the same way many other budding influencers do. Rejection.
Today, guys, we're gonna take a little look as to why I think I got rejected from every IB I applied to.
Launching his channel in 2018, Tyler mostly focused on assisting hopeful undergraduates in their college.
How I got in with a 1240. What a great score. What a solid score.
In 2018, Tyler mostly focused on assisting hopeful undergraduates in their college applications. However, rather than showing them what to do, he reviews his failed applications and explains where he may have gone wrong.
Related to your competitive advantage, your niche.
His first. Oh, you're right. It's 2018. I think it's 1600. Why did he get a 1240 and make a video about how to get a 1500? Who knows? You took the ACT in my day and got a 30. You took the out of a 1600. It was 2400 when I took it. Yeah, that's a long time ago, back in the day. Kids in my school got 17 and 21 ACT. It was crazy.
Few videos cover this.
I think in the UCLA with a 1640. And to be fair, I do want to point out that, like, I'm not going to call somebody who got a freaking 25 on their ACT stupid, just because especially if you're poor, you got one free time to take it when you're a junior in high school. You know what I mean? You get one free time to take it, and you have to pay for it otherwise. And if you have no money, that's what you get, right? I don't think, like, looking at, like, your test scores, ACT, SAT, is a good indicator of your intelligence, because if you're rich, you can just throw money every weekend to get your school's in a poor zip code. You get free test, and you get one free test. You don't get multiple free tests, right? And so if you can afford tutors, and you can afford to pay to do the test multiple times, then yeah, you get a higher score, right? But I'm saying that I'm not fully gonna trust somebody who got a 1240 to tell me how to do better on mine. You know what I mean? I got free testing for all of my SAT, ACT, AP tests and college outs because my school was in a poor zip code. For all of your tests, I don't think they would allow, because like the SAT is like costs like $100 per test. They're not allowing you to take a test 16 times. Yeah, for all of your tests? Okay, but how many times can you take the test is the question. Because that doesn't make sense to me. The school district I went to was not like rich. And you got one free ACT, and you have to pay for your SAT whenever you take it. You know what I mean?
subjects of how to perform well, even if you're not particularly smart.
His simple limited amount of times. Yes, I'm not saying you can't take it a limited amount of time, chat. What I am saying is that it costs money to take it. It's not because you're poor thing, it's because your community happened to fund that for you thing. But still, if a student can take it, the SAT and ACT, like 10 times each, that funding, it still costs money to administer that test, is my point. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that a school will let you take it 10 times on like community funding. That doesn't make sense to me. My school had free fee waivers. My school also had fee waivers. Like take it 2 more times for free. Yeah. You know what's happening? That's my point, right? And so even with like fee waivers where you can take it a maximum of 3 times per test, right? You have old freaking Johnny with millionaire parents that spends every weekend taking the SAT until he gets a 1590. You know what I mean? So even then, it's not like, it's not equal. You know what I mean? And Johnny can afford tutoring. He can take the SAT, get his score back, realize what he did wrong, go to a tutor. His tutor teaches him on that material, and then he goes back in 2 weeks to take it again. What schools reduce your scores if you take it 1 or 3 times? That's not true. Because you submit the scores. You don't have to submit all your scores. You can just submit your top scores. No school is going to know that you take it like 5 times or whatever. You can just submit your top scores. If people take the SAT more than once, yes. And who cares how many times you take it? I mean, it matters because you get a higher score if you take it a lot of times. And if because it costs money, it's proportional to the amount of money your parents have. Because if your parents don't have the disposable income to shell out like hundreds of dollars, I mean, college-wise, and in which case that took it 3 times each time, only focusing on one part of the test, that crazy scores, they took all their top scores. If it wasn't my higher SAT score, I probably wouldn't have gotten into college. Like when a college is viewing the scores. I mean, theoretically, it's so that you don't spam out tests and then just get like one super lucky test that gets you like a 1500 or whatever. When like your normal test scores were like around like 1100. You know what I mean? Honestly, standardized testing just kind of sucks.
Advice: sell yourself as the person they want you to be.
You need to sell yourself as that person to that college.
But this endeavor onto YouTube wasn't his first. In fact, earlier that year, Tyler had started a channel that focused on informing people how to make large amounts of money. This tweet indicates he was doing
you guys are old. Back when it was out of 2400. 35 on ACT, that's pretty solid, Cheddar. In 17 AP classes, studying into UCLA.
Such a good job that the Federal Reserve called and was
the schemes of rich hiring someone else to take the test on their behalf. Yeah. Honestly, especially nowadays, your test scores don't matter. You know what I mean? Nowadays, your test scores do not matter at all. For the most part. Like it's legacy admissions that really move the needle. And extracurriculars. Now, test scores do still matter, right? They are still important, but like for the most part, if you have solid extracurriculars, because like nowadays you're competing with kids who have their own startup companies, right? You could have a 1600 perfect score on the SAT, 36 perfect score on the ACT, take all the AP classes in the world, but you're competing with somebody who has a $1 million startup at 17 years old. You feel me? You're competing with people who run nonprofits that get millions of dollars in funding at 17 years old. You're kind of cooked. I'm gonna be real. You're kind of cooked. Because guess who's running those startups? Guess who's running those nonprofits? The same people with legacy admissions. Oh, Johnny comes back again. Parents went to Harvard. Mom went to Harvard. Dad went to Harvard. Grandpappy went to Harvard. Grandmother didn't because they couldn't go to Harvard back then if you're a woman. Right? And runs a nonprofit. You feel me? Because the parents can just give them the connections to start a nonprofit. Has $500K in funding, $1 million in funding. When they apply to Harvard, their grades could suck, right? AB student, freaking 3.0 GPA, they still get in. But UCLA still gets in because of legacy admission and extracurriculars. But if you're poor, your family doesn't have those connections, you're probably going to perform worse on the tests anyway, and you won't have the same extracurricular activities that the rich kids have because they have the rich connected parents. And so you're also likely to also not get in. You know? Because I met a dude who sold his startup to Microsoft in high school. The competition is crazy, yeah. Also another disadvantage to poor kids who have to work in high school, true. Kids who went to school with like a Boston Prep or Phillips Exeter have a huge advantage. These schools basically guarantee guarantees from Ivy League schools to take an X amount of kids. I also got into reach schools because of some athletics and having a ton of community service. Meritocracy only exists for people in poverty, true. Oh, geez Louise. Private Catholic school's entire job is to get you the most expensive prestigious college you can. To get a time, so much so that teaching the test ends up getting all the connections. Yeah. You like tell me to kick rocks. I had a 4.0. No, I had a 3.97. I still didn't get into the schools that I want to get into. I got into to be fair, I only applied to like 7 schools. Some people apply to like 60 different schools, and I don't. Right? I never did. I applied to 7 schools. I got into 6 of them. I think the only school that denied me was University of North Carolina, UNC. To be fair, I got deferred. There's a lot of money to apply to them all. That is also true. Yeah. Yeah. That was me. I needed 2 common accounts.
Sean the Black
That's crazy.
says she's my African princess.
Jordan just subscribed.
Jordan ×4. Thank you for the tier 1. Much appreciated. It's a lot of Jordans. It costs money to apply. Oh, yes, it does. Like my application to freaking Cornell was like freaking $70. I think. That's why I didn't apply to Cornell. Would you study computer science? I was like, you're not getting $70 from me. And I probably wasn't even going to get in if I got denied or deferred from UNC. Right, so I applied for 5 schools. That's still like over $100 just for the applications. Yeah. Workers can apply for any school in the country plus neighboring countries for free. Some schools will waive the fee if you have financial hardship. Not all of them. Canada, you pay $50 per university to apply to. Yeah, no, that's like median. I think there's some schools that are way more. I applied to 7 as well. Got into 5. Glad I didn't pay tuition at USC. I applied to schools that were free to apply to. And to be fair, and this is what I'll say, chat, just get into university. It doesn't matter. If you can get into a 4-year university, you can always transfer to a different school. Even if you don't get into your like dream school, just get in. And if you perform well in university, if you do as well as you did in high school, you have a much better chance. Because there are so many, because if you go in for undergrad as a freshman, your pool is like, let's say 10,000 people all applying for one school that has like 200 slots or 500 slots for undergraduate first years. That same school may also have 500 slots for transfers, but there's not 10,000 people applying. It's 2,000 people applying. It's way less competitive with the same amount of slots. And you have a lot better chance of getting in. A lot better chance of getting in. I transferred 3 times. Not for that exact reason, for different reasons, but like 3 times. It's so easy. You can also do that with most community colleges too. You can as well. But the problem with the community college, I've heard experiences where like people get their degree, associate's degree, they just quit school because they're tired of it. Right? In college and like for a university, you are kind of forced to get through. Because if you go 2 years and you don't finish, you're like, okay, I have to get through this. And so you'll still get your bachelor's at least if you like push through it. But going for 2 years, get your associate's degree, and then choosing to go through to university is also a good option. But I know that some people are demotivated doing it that way. I've heard stories. That's completely anecdotal though. Transferred between sister schools and still had to barter my existing credits, ended up losing 3. Oh, okay, yeah, this is true. So I didn't say is you will lose credits. I lost like half of my credits transferring schools. To be fair, depending on your degree program, you might not need all those extra credits because most of your first 2 years of schooling, you're not going to be doing degree focused work, right? And so if you go into a school as a junior, right? Because I transferred after my first year at one school as a sophomore. I lost some credits there. I'm like, okay. I was there for 2 years, and then I transferred to a different school, and then I lost a lot of credits doing that transfer. And so it was projecting I was going to graduate in 2026. And I was supposed to graduate in 2023. It was projecting I would have 3 extra years of schooling. But if you can see and you can just beg your department to see can you please make this work here or there, or what's the fastest way of me getting out and work with your advisors, you can get it done. And so I got it done within an extra semester. So instead of graduating in the fall, or instead of graduating in the spring of 2023, I graduated in the fall of 2023. So it only took me 1 extra semester to get it done. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. It was insane. They were trying to talk to admin, see if they can move credits and see if they fit the requirements. Sometimes, yeah, 100%. Somebody asked me a question as well. Did you come into college with any credits from high school? I did. I took some AP classes, but only one of my credits transferred. Because I to be fair, I scored very poorly on AP US History. And so I got a 4 on AP Psych. But I got a 3 on AP US History, and you need a 4 for it to count for credit. No, sorry, not. I got a 3 in AP Environmental Science. You need a 4 for it to count for credit. I got a 2 in A-Push. I got a 1 on my A-Push. Don't even get me started on A-Push, bro. Don't even get me started on A-Push. Pissed me the flip off. What's A-Push? AP US History. AP Psych C, EM was a traumatizing experience. This is some DBQs. Stop. A-Push was easy though. Listen. I hated that class. I hated it. Compared to AP World History, I didn't even take AP World History. I took AP US History and I was done with AP classes, AP History classes. You know what I mean? I was done. Done. For example, A-Push, that was my easiest class. Great teacher though. Maybe it was, probably teacher diff. I'm gonna say. Probably teacher diff. I didn't take AP Spanish. I wish I took AP Computer Science. I wish I did. I did not. side of my soul. AP Psych was great though. Shout out Mr. Bradshaw. He retired like a few years ago. He was great. I love him so much. You get extra points for certain courses. We get points for the highest level of English. We're playing at university. That's kind of what AP classes are. I took AP US History, AP Psych, AP Environmental Science, and then AP Calculus. I did very poorly in that class too. I think when I was in high school, I was too focused on women. Like, I performed fine in the classes. Like, I'd pass like an A with an A or B. But like, it was the AP exam. It was the AP exam, bro. You have an AP teacher who helps you finesse the test, or a teacher who takes it way too seriously. Yeah, more often than not, I had the former. Hey, pretty loud. At AP Physics BC, not just a regular physics. I made it as long as I went from physics class in college. A lot of people were failing the classes in college. Yeah. I've only failed 2 classes in college. Guess what the classes were? Only 2. Only 2. To be fair, I still got my degree. It don't even matter, bro. It don't even matter. Color theory? No. Have bitches 101? Hey, excuse you. I was booed up. Art, never took art class. African studies? No. Height? I'm taller than you are. Physics? Chemistry. The only 2 classes I've ever failed in my entire life. Physics, chemistry. That was rough. They were both my freshman year, right? I've never failed another class for the rest of my college career. But for physics and for chemistry, gosh freaking darn, I was rough. To be fair, I only failed chemistry because, to be fair, I was in the hospital for the entire first unit, and I missed the first unit test, and there was only 4 tests. And my teacher said I couldn't make it up, even though I was in the hospital when the test happened. So I only had 3 tests, one of which was the final. I had 2 other unit tests that I was already behind on the unit for, right? They have to do an excused absence. She said because we had a grade drop system, your lowest test grade gets dropped anyway. That would just be my drop. She would not let me make it up. She said because we have a grade drop system, that would just be my drop, because I got a 0 on the test. No, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what she told me. That's not fair. That's what I said. I could not make the test up. She would not let me make the test up. That's when you have to accuse the teacher of being racist. That is wild. That's what I said. And so for the second test, when people got this is high school or college, this is university. So for the second test, right, where everybody else got 60s on the test, because they got the first test, everybody got 40s, right? That's normal. First college test, that's how it is. The next test, everybody got 60s. I was on my 40s streak, you know what I mean? So I got 40s on my first test. Well, everybody else got 60s on my second test. Well, everybody else got 60s on the second test. Right? And then like for the third test, everybody has 80s. Now I'm getting 60s. You feel me? And now I have a 40 and a 60, and then I have the final. And so everybody else has the final, and they get to drop the 40, and now they're pulling B's and C's in the class, and I'm pulling an F. Actually, I think it was a D. I think I ended the class with a D. With a 69. Even having missed the first test, even after being behind and missing the entire unit, I ended the class with a 69. And I only needed a C. I only needed a C. And so I had to retake the test. I had to retake it during the summer, the class. And she would not give me the C. Maybe she was racist now that I think about it. maybe she was racist. Why would she do that to me? That was so mean. I was literally in the hospital for a week. The second week of school. For 7 days, I was in the hospital. I couldn't do any work. And she would not let me retake the test. She didn't give me any assistance to help me catch up. Right? It was all like ask your neighbor type beat. And I was also trying to catch up on my other classes. And then I brought myself up to a 69 and she didn't let me whatever. I passed. I didn't pass the class. I got my degree. That doesn't even matter anymore. Doesn't even matter anymore. That was so mean. That's crazy. I've never thought about that actually before. Email that professor and say the reason why you're a Twitch streamer now? No. If I want to email a professor, I told Chad about this before. There's one professor that has my entire ire. One professor. You know what? I'm looking him up. I'm looking him up right now. Yeah. Yeah, he's still teaching as an associate professor. Let me check my professors. Oh, baby. Here, I'm not gonna show you what his name is, obviously. This is his rate my professors, chat. I think I'm one of these actually. I think I actually might be one of these reviews. Let me check. It was a while ago. People are not happy about this person. I had a professor, we got a lecturer that we all hated like that. The reason why I hate this person so much, right, is because I took his class during the summer. It was a computer science class, right? It was like an introduction to computer science. It was a required class I had to take, even though I had already taken computer science classes at my last university. I had to take this one, apparently. It was required. Even though it was an introductory class, but I'm like, whatever. We start the first project. And the project, the first project is just like the first part 1 of 4 for the final project. And it was building a command line interface, or using Java to like build like a command line interface type thing, right? And so the first project was just like write a function. I was like, okay, that's easy. I wrote a function, got 100, cool. The second problem was to, write a different function. I'm like, not even write a function. It was, the first problem was solve this problem. Make sure it has these different things. I'm like, cool. And then the second problem was, all right, now that you make sure you have these different things, use these different things and add this functionality. And I'm like, okay, cool. I did that and I got a 60 on the project. And I'm like, why? Because I remember checking, double checking, and triple checking that my assignment meets the requirement for the criteria, right? On the rubric, it said you needed to have these things, right? And I made sure I had every single one of those things. I got a 60. I'm like, why? And so I asked him, and he responds. He was like, it was something weird. Like, did you make sure to freaking? What was it? I'll probably go find the emails at some point. I was like, why did I lose points on this? He's like, you actually didn't lose points, right? You just didn't earn all the points you need. I'm like, okay, why didn't I earn all the points that you needed? And so the answer that he gave me was the fact that, you know how in code you have like functions? Like, let's say you have a main function. In Python, you have like if right? And it does freaking does something. Right, so you have a main function. And because the program was literally like, you didn't do documentation, that wasn't even it. The program was 10 lines of code. It was 10 lines of code, right? And so I put all of the code in the main function. It was 10 lines. I was like, okay, this is not very complex. If it gets complex, I'll just refactor the code to make it look better. Right now, there's 10 lines of code. I'll just do it in the main function, right? He took off 40 points for this test level assignment because I didn't like make function 1 and then put one line of code here and call that one line of code in this like rest of my 8 lines of code or whatever. Right? And so I'm like, let me see if I can find it because it pissed me off. Okay, give me a second. Actually, I probably could. I think my account may still be open. It was like 3 years ago at this point. But let me check if my account is still open. Let's see. Oh, it is open still. Why didn't they close this? Okay. Oh. Ooh. This made me so mad. I just saw it again. And it pissed me the flip off, bro. Okay, I'm going to read you the message that I sent to the dean, right? I said, "Good morning, Dean. My name is Shawways, and I'm a senior who transferred into the computer science department. It is unfortunate that my introduction would come under these circumstances, but I would like to bring to your attention a recent communication that I had with one of my professors. The communication is in regards to his grading of an assignment. I was seeking clarification on why I received the grade that I did, even though I satisfied all the requirements listed in the rubric. The only feedback listed on the assignment was, where are the functions that were to be created, right? And so in the rubric, it said built-in functions, right? In the rubric, and it's like, okay, it needs to do this, and this. I'm like, okay, that's the functionality that my code needs to have. I didn't know that he wanted me to make a function for each of the things that would have been one line of code for each in each function. Does that make any sense? That literally, you're telling me to add 3 lines of code into the assignment for each function or whatever, when it literally can be satisfied in 1 line per. It doesn't make any sense. Was it for your final exam? It was part 2 of my 4-part final exam. Yeah. Right? And I reached out, I was like, wait, what do you mean by this? And he was like, Sean, you did not create the built-in functions. I'm like, what? At this point, I came to the conclusion that we were fundamentally disconnected on what exactly these built-in functions were. I sent a follow-up email where I attached screenshots of my assignment and the rubric of the said assignment. Let's see if I can find that rubric, actually. Yeah, okay, I have the assignment, actually. Can I? Here, this is what the rubric said. Chat. The rubric said for checkpoint number 1, it was prompt ash, like, you know, freaking arrow sign is displayed, right? Basically, we're building a command line interface, essentially, but we're doing it in Java. And then checkpoint 2, all checkpoint 1, and as you see, I'm highlighting them as I do them to make sure that they're done. And it says built-in should be done, exit CD path. The cursor should reflect this if you're on the user bin directory, ash if you're in the home directory, right? This is my code, right? I did it in if-else statements because I'm just like, yeah, okay. It's not that complex, right? It's not that freaking complex, right? Because I said if the user puts exit the program, and I used the function. I used a function to exit the program. I was like, if the user is saying CD, then I just do this. Because it's not in Java, it's actually in Python, right? And if the user enters path, then I just do this, right? It's not that complex. I put comments in here explaining exactly what I'm doing, right? Give me a 65. And it says, where are the functions that were to be created? And then I attached these in an email, right? And this was his response to me. This was his response to me, chat. And it pissed me off. He said, Sean, you do not seem to understand what a function is or modular programming. Your programming approach is antiquated and not how we teach the programming style at NCAT. I'm like, what? What? Excuse me? In which case, at this point, again, keep in mind, I am a transfer student. This is my first computer science class at this university, right? My first computer science class at this university. So now I'm confused. Cause like, I didn't get taught any of this this is the introduction class, is it not? Is this not introduction? Am I confused? What are we talking about here? So at this point, I've stopped responding to this person. And here, let me that would be valid criticism if he prompted you properly or specifically asked you to for you to future-proof your code or build Optimi, just slashing you based on vibes. Like, yeah, like again, I would accept like, okay, you should probably build, you know, modularly, right? You should probably build functions for these, right? But like, you know, slashing me 45 points for in a way like, because again, this is the rubric. This is the entire rubric, chat. This is all I got. He didn't specify, oh, you need to make your own functions for like each of these need to be in a specific function, right? He just didn't. And then like to insinuate that I don't know how to program or whatever pissed me off. And this is what I said to the dean. I said, "Good morning, my name is John Wiggs and I'm a senior." That's what I read as well. This is what I was reading to you. At this point, I came to the conclusion that we are fundamentally disconnected on what exactly these built-in functions were. I sent a follow-up attached both screenshots of both my assignment and the rubric for said assignment. What I received in response was an unprofessional and frankly disrespectful email from Professor Blank, where he stated I did not understand the basic concepts of functions or modular programming. This is not only categorically untrue, but also has no bearing on the situation. Professor Blank never disputed the fact that my code actually functioned, but that in his opinion, my style was antiquated and not what was taught at A&T. Not only did I find this ironic considering the amount of instruction or lack thereof I've received from this professor thus far, I also thought that a university such as this would encourage an individual approach and styles of its students, especially in such a discipline such as computer science. While my code did actually make function calls, disproving the notion that I don't know how they work, the lack of complexity required for this checkpoint led me to believe that I can complete it in a single function. Nowhere in the rubric that he didn't even bother to update did it specifically mention that each built-in function would require its own function call. And if that was the case, I see no reason why Professor Blank didn't provide that feedback in the assignment and the comments of the assignment. If Professor Blank had any doubts about my competency as it pertains to computer programming, I would like to direct him to the following articles written about my work in the field. And then I attached all the articles that were written about me in my coding, in my computer science work, in NPR and in Vice, in Wired, in Teen Vogue, in LA Times, in Complex. I would appreciate any assistance you can in having Professor Blank update my grade accordingly. I would also like this to be filed as a formal complaint against the professor. And so, spoiler alert, grade didn't change. He just, the dean just told me to go to professor's office hours and then explain my problem or critique or whatever. Right? And I went to office hours. And he answered, he showed up to office hours 30 minutes late after I told him I would be at office hours, walking around on his phone in like the office or whatever. And then when I was disputing my grade, him and another professor were laughing at me, trying to dispute my grade. Again, trying to insinuate that I had no idea what I was doing. This is the very carrot email. Well, fuck that professor. Fuck him. I hope he has a very successful life. And that's why I'm more successful than he ever will be. That's why he's still a associate professor. And why I make more money than he probably does currently, streaming on Twitch. So, I don't know, go back to your $50K a year associate professor job. And my work in programming has been talked about more than your little sad existence. So, away. And if he has a problem with it, he can address it to the people who wrote articles about me. So, away. You know what? Because I do remember seeing finding him on Twitter. What? Well, that's not. Is that him? No, I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him. I wonder if he still works there. I guess technically he's still on the website. Ooh, I have choice words about this person, bro. I have choice words about this person. He's also a liberal. I just want to point that out. Because he follows like Occupy Democrats and stuff on Twitter. Mark Hamill, I guess. His last post was in 2022. Ooh, I have choice words about you, bro. Ooh, I have choice words about you. I have choice words about you. I have things I want to say. This is like he specifically is the reason why I transferred away from A&T. Specifically. He sucks so bad. Like, you were able to link articles of your work. It's so funny. I have a degree in psych and one in CS, and the ratio of arrogant professors to normal ones is way higher in CS. They are so annoying. Just arrogant for like no reason. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad just looking at his face. Ooh, I wish the worst for him. Did you get a response to that email? Yeah, I got a response from the dean. The dean just said go to office hours or whatever. No, this is not him. This is Graham Stephan. Who was apparently going out of business, apparently.
Feel good about that, so you're probably not going to see a series of like WTF happened in insert this city here, but you will see me really try to push the limits and discover new concepts that I've just never done before. So
okay, I don't really care. I'll say yes, you're totally right, chat. He is the pirate software of professors. Okay, 100%. He is indeed the pirate software of professors. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Crypto show? He's a crypto show? For reason, my friend had issues with her. She's a peacemaker and she missed her exam. Professor said, nah, you get a 0. Bro, I hate professors, dog. They piss me the flip off. They had a comp sci professor. As a Cole dropped out of the semester. I had him. I get it. That's crazy. I get it as well. Yeah, I do want to watch the Jobbery thing, but we don't have a lot of time today. Because it's an hour and a half anyway, so we probably watch it tomorrow. That's my Steam. Let me close this. Man, I hate that professor, bro. I hate that professor so much. Okay, I'm just mad. Gaming? No gaming. I'm tired. And I have work to do. Apparently. People just won't leave me alone. And we went on a tangent about something else. Oh wait, no, I'm still live on YouTube. No, YouTube, you didn't hear that. Please, YouTube, please, just let me have one live stream that's monetized. Please, you didn't hear that, okay? You have to sleep with the professor to get the grades you want. Would you do it? Do you do it? I mean, it depends. How hot's the professor? Okay, well, our YouTube chat, it's been real, but I kind of want to be monetized, so I'm gone now. Peace, YouTube. Bye.